Start the fucking.
So we're just sitting here talking because I'm a little nauseous. I was feeling a little queasy from my Costco 12-inch incredibly girthy hot dog that I had today with mustard and relish. And I'm getting shit for having relish. And I'm actually even getting shit for the yellow mustard. But so it made me a little bit queasy. And so
Hey,
if
Mo.
I bow out for a minute or two, you'll know why. That's all I'm saying.
Jeremy.
Hey Mo,
What?
why don't we have some chorizo on a dirty ashtray?
Okay, you're disgusting, and you're gonna make me even more nauseous. Do you know one
Oh, I'm
time
sorry. Is that what I
my
was
mother
supposed to
dyed
do?
out her cigarette in like a soda container,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize that she had dyed it out in there, and I took a sip of it, and oh my god, I vomited so hard. It was just the worst thing ever.
That's like from Caddyshack.
Oh, it's so gross. I don't think I've ever seen Caddyshack.
You've never
You
seen
guys ever see
Caddyshack?
Mallrats? You ever see
No.
Mallrats with the chocolate pretzel?
No.
No, I don't know if I
Okay,
want
then
to.
we won't. Okay, then.
We won't go
I'm
No.
sure a
there.
couple
Bill Murray
people
and his
here have
brother
seen
wrote the
Mallrats.
movie, Monique.
Don't make me nauseous. Seriously. So did anybody here ever get nauseous from a Costco hot dog? I would like to know in the comment section
Yeah, but it's
because
just like alcohol, Monique. You don't quit because you had one bad experience. You keep
That's
going
right.
back. You keep getting
Listen
back
to
on
Johnny.
board.
He knows what he speaks of.
no,
It's
here's the
never
problem.
the
guys.
alcohol's
I'm
fault.
going to
It's your
digress a
fault.
little bit here because do you remember back in the day when you used to go out like drinking with your friends or go out dancing and you would have the most heinous
Yes.
drink known to mankind called the
Yeah.
Alabama Slammer?
Yeah,
And do
those.
you remember drinking probably too many of those and not eating because you really
What's
want
in
to stay at a nice
What's
slim
it?
110 pounds? And so you vomit up Alabama Slammer, which happens to have in it the most offensive alcohol known to mankind, which is what's in an Alabama Slammer? It's just
It's
disgusting.
all rum. It's all
No,
No,
syrupy.
No, it
it's
isn't.
not rum.
It's not.
It's
not
that
rum.
shit.
You never
It's
been
that-
You never been to New Orleans and had a fucking hand grenade? That shit's fucking,
Oh, I have.
Mm,
They put
I've
everything
had
but-
hand grenades.
including turpentine into it.
Well, in any case, whatever that
grenades are shit.
alcohol is, it's just a dirty shit alcohol. And the smell of it to this very day is something that would make me fucking
It
queasy.
says
Southern
amaretto
Comfort.
liqueur.
Oh,
See
Go
that,
ahead.
Dennis? Flow gin, amaretto liqueur, 1 fluid ounce of Tennessee whiskey. Why does it have to be Tennessee whiskey? What's the difference?
No, it's that
no.
stupid.
It's Southern
oh, there it
Comfort,
is, Southern Comfort.
The most disgusting. That is the most
Yeah.
disgusting
The most
liquor on God's green earth.
Yeah, that's pretty
vile-
bad shit.
One
I got
tablespoon
so
of
sick
lemon
on that
juice.
once.
Exactly,
Oh
and you
my
can't drink it
God.
ever again. So you can't. There are certain things you can't go back and try again.
No.
And Southern Comfort is absolutely one of them. If
No,
you've had a bad
I'll-
experience with it, you know what I'm
It's like
talking about.
rejected turpentine.
Oh, just the
I
smell
wouldn't
of
use it to
would
clean
make me sick.
paintbrushes. It's
Ugh.
vile. It is
Ugh.
just vile.
Oh,
I won't drink
Jesus
that shit.
Christ. Fucking disgusting. It is absolutely fire water. So anyway, yeah, that's the Costco hot dog for me today. So
John O'Reilly swears by it, Monique. He is a lawyer, and all he does is represent Costco in
Peach snacks.
suits against their meat, and he says that they never lose.
well, as we just actually Googled and found out, the Costco hot dog is not kosher. So it is
Oy
so,
vey.
so it cannot claim the all beef.
Well, no. It can
Okay,
be all
well,
beef, but not done in front of a rabbi. That can
right.
go
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Not
And
giving you okay.
the cow is not slaughtered in a fashion by which they drain all the blood out of it.
They don't
before-
lag it to death.
So yeah, that's kind of gross.
The 5 towns.
See, Sinluhu is so right. Oh, peach schnapps, absolutely fucking vile. That is
Oh,
absolutely
please. Oh, God.
disgusting.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll do it. That's a good one, Dorian. Peach snaps will
Peach schnapps is
traumatize you.
horrible.
That will definitely do it.
Okay, Chad is saying, I'm being honest here. I had a stomach virus hit after I ate gas station hot dogs. There's nothing worse than hot dog vomit. Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Try
yeah,
Gas station.
Wellbutrin and whiskey vomit, Chad.
Oh, oh, God. There's nothing. Oh, Costco hot dogs are pork?
Not all pork. There's
I
no
thought
way
they were
that's
all
all
beef
pork.
hot dogs. Why am I so
No,
confused
but
about
they're
this?
Kirkland.
I-
Yeah.
I am
Kirkland,
very
then there's
new to
Hebrew
the
National.
Kirkland hot dog, so I don't. It's only my second time ever having one, and I ate like 2/3 of it, I would say, and then I had to peel off all the bread because it's very fucking bready and very girthy.
I actually buy the rolls separate to bring them home. I love it that much.
Really?
Yeah, there's such a perfect. It's a hoagie roll. I actually buy them separate. You can actually buy the rolls either.
Oh, the hot
the
dog
thing is-
buns?
Yeah, the hot dog buns.
They're
the
pretty
best.
good. Yeah, you're right. They're
Benjamin.
just like the right
Question, is a
size.
hot dog a sandwich?
Say again?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No,
Sure.
no.
Piece of meat between two pieces of bread.
But there's no fixings with it. It's not a sandwich.
There could be fixins. There could be. There could be
This
cheese.
is a hard
there
one.
could be chili. There
'Cause-
could be condiments.
okay.
Relish, as
sausage-
Xavier
yeah,
just
sausage and
noted to
peppers
me,
is
is
the same.
fucking nauseating, and I agree with that. So,
I'm pretty much a
I'm not
basic bitch.
slumming Sin Lu stoop. I'm not slumming. I happened to join because they had what did I buy?
I don't know. What did you?
Hey,
Probably
Cindy,
that,
if you're
yeah.
calling Monique slumming it, then you're gonna have to call D. Snyder that because as everyone knows, I saw him at the Lake Grove parking lot and engaged him in a Howard conversation, and he was cordial, but he kind of got uncomfortable and walked away.
Hey!
He loaded his car
You got a cart full of shit. You got to go.
with Suzette. Remember Suzette, his wife?
Suzette.
She was in.
Who's that?
I did buy the gyro meat. I'm expecting to be
Yum, 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 yum.
fairly nauseous from that as well. Now that I'm talking about it, but I did buy.
Oh, did you? Oh, you did. So you can buy gyro meat at Costco,
Yes, it's really
like
good.
sliced. I didn't know. When did that start?
I don't know. He
It's
told me about
vacuum
it.
sealed. And you
Yes,
open
yes,
it up.
yes.
It's like a 2-pack, and all you have to do is nuke it. And it's just fucking perfect.
How much is it?
$14.99 for a big
How many
bag.
do you get in the?
Yeah, it's not that
I
much.
haven't opened it yet, but it's a
Okay.
fairly large bag, which I will never eat, so it doesn't matter. Half of it straight in the garbage, as Howard would say.
That's the joke. Right?
Straight in the garbage.
Straight in the
I mean,
garbage.
You gotta love
honestly-
Costco. You go in
Yeah.
for a rotisserie chicken, you come out with a fucking OLED TV.
Oh my god, totally. It's totally like that. I spent $175. I have no idea what the fuck I bought. I mean, you know what else? Here's the problem with Costco, honestly. So I'm a Cottonelle girl myself. I like my tushy to be, really, really thoroughly wiped. And I feel like Charmin is a little too soft. It's a little too stupid. Charmin is stupid.
Depends on
And
the
I-
Charmin.
And I do
Depends
have
on
a
the Charmin.
Toto. I must confess. I have a Toto. I wash my tushy. No. They weren't even that expensive and such an easy thing to install into your
We all
toilet.
have them.
Seriously, it's so well worth it. First time I got a shot of that, I was like, I need to have one of these. And so it cleans the whooshy, but then the Charmin is very soft. It's like it's
Rips.
too
Hey
soft.
Mo,
You need to get the
Yep.
stronger one.
Mo.
You have to get this one that's strong.
just hey Mo,
There's a
Yeah.
strong Charmin.
just like I said, do you guys have you never tried the flushable wet wipes? Those things are awesome, man. It feels like you have a
feel like they're
Klondike
not
bar
the way to
between your
go.
ass afterwards.
I feel like they're not really flushable. I feel like they're really not good for the environment.
Fuck the
So what?
And I think that if you have a
My
septic
ass is
system
important.
like I do up north, you can't really use them because apparently they get like all,
Yeah, but
congealed in your fucking
seriously, it feels like you have a Klondike bar between your ass,
septic.
Yeah, you're looking at
all refreshed and shit.
Benjamin goes humble brag, and he puts a picture of a toilet next to it.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Oh
that
my
you are because you're there, right? And you're there for like these big box items. You are a slave to the fucking Charmin because that's what they have. And it was like $5 off. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy the Charmin. But deep down inside, I don't really want the fucking Charmin. But now I have 4,000 fucking things of toilet paper that I'm stuck with now. And of course,
Do you realize the cash value of that during the pandemic? You remember that?
Yeah, I know.
Mom,
That was
remember
like
when
$1,000 worth.
People were buying like
toilet
fucking 30 fucking packs of fucking toilet paper because they thought they would have value.
exactly.
It's like
It was
right up there with the babies. And their
And the ball-
FTX fucking.
And then
stock.
they have like the Scott rolls, which are individually wrapped toilet paper in fucking paper. What the
Yeah.
fuck is the point of that? Is that so you can put it in your public bathroom? Is that what that's
Yes.
for,
Yeah,
really?
we
Pretty
were way
much.
too precious with toilet paper. Music Stream, Affy, and Jeremy Harrelson are just like, is this the Howard Stern show? Because this is Howard's go-to topic when he's grooving.
Yeah, how do
Yeah,
you like it
exactly
when
this.
we're fucking talking about stuff
Yep.
like this? Sorry that I threw up before I
These-
came on air.
These are real
Um,
conversations. These aren't written by 70 people. This actually happened to us. Not like what today was. I didn't even listen, but I'm sure it's a bunch
Today
of
was just so.
lies.
He's not even trying to make it realistic anymore.
No.
Not even
I do not
trying.
That's right,
Mowing
Benjamin. Your bosses are mowing.
I do not have mowing faucets. I don't even know.
Hey,
what
at least we're not like. Remember Bubba used to use a fucking like a real towel on a stick.
On a
that-
stick.
Yeah.
Fucking wipe his ass.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Legit.
Have
And
you
then he
ever
used to
seen
have like
Bubba?
50 cents. 50
You know,
cent would help
I'm-
wipe his ass.
I'm gonna tell you,
Metamucil.
David. I agree with you. Costco is very stressful to me. Like I walked in there. You got that gigantic fucking cart that
He's
said
right.
basically you are here to buy shit. So and you need to fit it all in this fucking cart. Even though I was only there literally for like Bounty and Cottonelle, which they don't
So-
have. So they didn't have it. So I bought
Any good
this other stuff.
samples?
Then you get I got a sample of a slow roast. Oh, maybe it was that. Maybe it was that.
Maybe it's a
fucking
slow roast, whatever the hell it
slow
was. That was
roast.
sitting out all day.
Ah, poor
stuff.
hot dog taking the heat.
But it was
for shit
literally.
didn't
I mean,
do.
the cup is this big.
Doesn't
The cup is
matter.
this big. The hot
Bacteria is
dog's this
bacteria.
big. Anyway, I got a little gurgly,
know-
and that was it. And now I was a little bit sick.
You know what the stressful thing about IKEA and Costco is?
Mm.
There's like
Fr-
no map. Like literally, you go
No
in there,
map.
you're like lost. You're like a Jew in the
Yeah,
desert.
you
You're
kind of
just
have to know the lay of
wandering.
the land.
This is just wandering, looking for something. I mean,
Yes.
there's no rhyme or reason to Costco. Like Sam's is a rhyme and reason.
It's just fucking random. It's just here's some shit. Here you go.
Yeah, I know. You'll
Exactly.
find like the
Here's
ninja
motor
blender
oil.
next to the saltine crackers and shit.
Here's
Exactly.
no-
some motor oil right
There's
next
no
to like, a
cohesive
kid's
thought
fucking
as
diaper.
far how
I
these
mean, it's just
these things are
ridiculous.
set up.
Yeah, this is a product placement, Gungadin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
exactly. From your mouth
Do
to
you-
God's ears that anybody
do-
would fucking place a product with
Do
us.
you guys
right,
remember Fred
Steve Z.
Norris? Fred Norris in the IKEA parking lot, freaking out
Fred-
at road rage
No.
in
No.
Hicksville, Long Island. Oh, you don't know that story? Steve Langford
What?
covered it. Fred had road rage in a Hicksville, Long Island IKEA. There's like one in the whole state. There's never more than one. He went with Allison Norris and freaked out on some guy. He had a typical fucking Martian road rage in a Hicksville.
You know, he's so passive aggressive. Of course, he
Yep.
had road rage. He's an
Yeah, of course.
asshole. I have no thoughts about fucking Fred.
He's
and
a
I know
tough
we have
guy.
to talk about him today.
Oh,
Tough
tough
guy.
guy.
Big tough guy.
Yeah,
Unless
so
he's
that's why
fighting.
I
He's
had
just
this
twin.
top on because I threw up, and then I realized that I had to brush my teeth, and then I brushed my teeth, and then I realized that I had toothpaste water on my fucking t-shirt. So I immediately
Who was the
just, like,
vomit guy? I'm a vomit lover. Who was that guy? Remember?
Oh,
There you go.
Chef the vomit guy.
The yucky. I'm a vomit
Am I the-
lover.
There you go.
Am I the weird one? I can't be the weird one. I'm not the weird one.
Am I the weird one here?
Am I the weird one here?
Meanwhile,
I
Jackie,
just like girls vomiting on me.
Just
I'm
so
not who's
that
the weird
you
one.
know.
I'm a vomit lover.
Dennis is being held hostage by some terrorists. So there will be a
like my
ransom
hostage
notice
video.
at the end of this show.
I know, right?
Just so you know. Yeah, throwing up is gross. I hate everything about it. And actually
if
throwing
you,
up makes me throw up because it makes me so sick that it actually happens. But, you know, such is life. All right, so we're going to get on with the show. Greetings.
If you
Today is
pan left,
Wednesday,
you see
January
Jihad
4th.
John next to
What are
Dennis.
you blathering about now, Xavier? What?
don't
Something
know.
about Jihad John or something like that.
Who? What?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Why don't I ever know what you're
Oh.
talking about? And I talked to
Let's
you.
start the show, I guess.
I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, there's a
so-
show.
yes, and it's January
Okay.
4th, not January 3rd. It's January 4th.
Whatever day it is.
Wednesday.
It's not January 2nd.
It's
You
not January
know what?
2nd.
I'm just fucked up because I was beat up with chains. Mo.
I know. You,
By biker gang.
By biker.
okay, so today's show was really difficult to get through. So above and beyond the fact that I had to go 45 minutes to get to fucking Costco today, I, started listening to the show fairly late in the day. And I was
Sorry.
trying to follow both what Dennis was writing, what all you guys were writing, and occasionally I'll go to bring back Jackie on Twitter to see what's going on with him as well. And so I just got into my papusa. What's my chair called? My papusa chair. I have this fucking chair. It's like round and it has a cushion in it, and so I lay outside in my, I don't know, papasan chair, some shit like this, and I listened to the show, and then I fell asleep listening to it because it was so fucking boring. Yet somehow we managed to mine some shit out of it. So we're going to start from the very beginning of the day. And it would be Howard talking about the football game. Show. Here we go.
Show.
Cold Chinese food. After everybody's covered it, backward and forward, 24/7.
with
He
it.
gets to it now on fucking Wednesday.
Yeah, but his point of view, of course, is completely the opposite of how everybody
insane.
feels. Now, truth be known, is this how people are feeling? Let's talk about it at the end of this.
I was talking to the dudes who work here, the
Yes,
dudes
you
and
do.
gals, about that football player. We didn't get to talk about.
And fuck everybody. Sorry that we did a little fucking preamble. I am really, really sorry that we actually pay to listen to the fucking Sirius show so that you don't have to. And you can't wait just a couple of minutes for me to say that I got fucking sick from a goddamn hot dog, you fuckers.
It yesterday. The football player that collapsed on the field, and I went, I know most guys who watch football, they didn't want that game to be called off. They were secretly going, this is bullshit. Even though the guy, because I think it was the decent thing to do, because you know how I feel about football.
Yeah,
I thought about you the whole time I was listening to the news about it. I was like, well, Howard's going to be on fire because he's always said that this should be ended. Football is a crazy game.
Okay, no, that's not the reason, Robin, you stupid fuck. Okay, that's not the reason. He's just trying to be the contrarian in the hopes of getting some sort of conversation started
On
that
Yahoo.
The Buckwald machine can put out.
Yes,
something
yes.
that he said.
112%.
Right?
You'd have
Absolutely.
no beard if it wasn't for football. The entire Strosky family is based on Western Pennsylvania jockocracy with Ditka.
Exactly.
You'd have no wife. You'd have no beard if it wasn't for football. Shut the fuck up, faggot.
Asshole.
How do you really feel?
Throw that in there.
So the question then becomes, Skip Bayless got a lot of shit. I actually posted about
I
that.
can't believe you posted a Skip Bayless, and it was bizarre. I
Did
didn't
you
know
like
knew
him?
he
You
was-
know what? Because
Yeah,
it was really, really interesting. I mean, he really got ripped a new asshole, and he deserved it. However, that said, I gotta believe that a lot of people do agree with Howard, saying, you know what? Okay, so the guy basically, died on the fucking on the grass.
He kind of did.
Go forward with the game. And so, I think the bigger portion of people say, okay,
Thank
you just
Jeremy.
watch something really damaging to your psyche. You watch somebody with a defibrillator on them. You watch them basically, he was probably redlining, let's be honest, right? And so here's a guy that just literally
Flatlining.
dropped dead in front of you.
Flatlining.
I can't imagine that you can, in fact, continue to play the game at that point
Why?
and play it well.
Because of the trauma that both teams with the trauma thinking this could happen to me, and they're thinking about this guy. I'm sure I'd be
See,
trauma
Dennis,
too.
so Dennis is part of that crew too. So you're
Yeah.
All
You
right,
get out
well-
there, Dennis. Get hit by a 280-pound linebacker.
Well, there's other reasons you got, but the thing is, there's a lot of money involved on this, and that's.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
you're right. The
that's
advertising with the
that's
partners.
what
You're
it
right
comes
about
down
that.
to. It
Yeah,
really comes down to it's Monday Night Football. It's the last game of the year, so basically
It's going to be a
last.
really good game too.
But
every
did it
degenerate-
matter since they're both in the playoffs, or is it just
Yes,
home
it
field
does.
Yeah, it's a
advantage?
huge
Yeah.
matchup.
Yes,
Major
yes, it does.
implications in the playoffs.
And they've, I mean, it sucks, but they have to finish the game sometime. I mean,
And did they put a
No,
date
they're
on that?
still up in the air.
There's a
what's
rumor
gonna
that's going to
happen.
create another bye week and just play that game on the bye week.
They may have
That's one
to.
of the rumors I heard.
So
Continue where they left off, 7-0.
The NFL cares so little about their players.
Agreed.
Oh, that's
Zero.
definitely true.
really shouldn't.
Zero.
They only
They
did
should-
the right thing to not lose face.
Oh,
They
bullshit.
literally said
and it's
5
bullshit.
minutes, we'll start the game again.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally that.
well,
the
NFL is
way
saying
they
that
treat
that's
their
not
players.
true. NFL is saying they didn't say that.
They also
Bullshit.
have the worst
Bullshit.
union, Dennis. Out of all the major sports,
Oh,
the
they-
NFL
well,
is the
yeah,
worst
they're
union.
But
Worse than the NBA, way worse than baseball. I don't know how baseball is
the
such a good
thing
union.
is though, the NFL denies that their ex players have brain damage from the sudden stops. and
Should
you know
be the
they end
trunk.
up being like living under bridges and stuff when they're after they retire because
Mike
they're just
Webster,
mentally,
Dennis.
mentally they
Yeah.
become mentally deficient from their brains being scrambled, and they've denied
Well,
that. They don't take care of them when they're
Junior
dying.
Seau,
Yeah, they don't
Junior
care.
Seau shot
Oh,
himself in the
right.
chest so
Right.
that they could analyze his brain.
And,
That's why he
and,
killed
and,
himself that way.
That's right.
and
He took a
honestly,
fucking 9mm, shot himself right in the chest so they
Wow.
could
and, you know,
study his brain.
my point is, you know what, they should have just been themselves and let the game go on, because that's truly what the NFL is, and they should have just done it. Be honest with everybody, what you really are.
should've-
You don't care about
Dennis,
anything.
you think
except the
college
money.
football cares about the kids?
No, they care nothing
They don't
about
give
that.
a
Yeah, well, you
shit.
think
They
high
give
school
it
cares?
even less.
I contest you get hit more in college in high school than you do in the NFL. When I played up till 9th grade and I stopped and I discovered basketball and we kicked the shit out of each other in practice. I had to hit my own friend and vice versa. We kicked the shit out of each other.
The big
You have to
difference
play
though,
for the
dude,
best in NFL.
the big difference is you're getting hit by elite athletes at the
Elite,
peak
exactly.
of human
I know.
evolution.
But
the
so
same
are
thing
you.
Practice
happens.
anymore.
But the
I
same thing
mean-
happens in college now at this level. I mean, I remember I had Florida tickets forever, and I was down on the field. I mean, there were 18-year-old offensive linemen that were 330 pounds.
Tremendous.
I mean, they're
unnatural.
huge. It's not even funny
Unnatural.
how big they are.
Did you ever see the kids in like 10th grade who are
they're
literally
gigantic.
the
They're
size of
freaks.
like 3 humans? I mean, they're freaks. Exactly. It's like,
Do you
where-
know
Yeah.
the story? Do you guys know the story about a Long Island kid from Shore Reading River who had the exact same scenario and died on the field?
No.
And yeah, I forgot about that story. This is like 5 years ago. Kid, Shore Reading River, same kind of hitting
Wow.
scenario. I believe he played linebacker, died on the field just like that, and it hasn't come up yet in the. It's a high school scenario,
But
but
you
it's
know,
just
people
like
die on the fucking field all the time. And
Yep.
let's be honest. Or they get, some
from
sort of
one,
damage.
understand it happens like an average 30 times a year on different across the
Right.
board
Remember
of
that
different
college
sports.
player that was sitting on the sidelines last weekend? I don't know what game it was, who's literally a fucking quadriplegic because he got like slammed in one of the games and he's like sitting on the sidelines, basically just
Jesus.
couldn't move his
More
arms or his
coming
legs, but still yeehaw for his fucking team.
MFT is right though. I have more brain damage from the Stern show than
I
all
was
the
going to
NFL
say that
players
too. I wrote
combined.
that
That is true.
down. Far
Like,
more.
Which
It would have been really
honestly,
cool if they kept on playing the game and they're still doing CPR on him on the field.
That
And then
would
the
be
referee
fine.
throws a flag for 12 men on the field.
You know what the reality is? I was glued to the fucking TV. It was just one of those things that I think brought everybody together in there. I mean, and I don't give a shit about the guy or who he is, and I feel really bad what happened to him, but I was glued to it. I mean, I was just so obsessed with refreshing and seeing whether or not he was going to be okay, because you know
That's
what?
the
Nobody
thing.
wants to see somebody just fucking
Well,
drop
and
dead.
and I think that puts a button on this. If normally when someone gets injured on a sport, baseball, football, whatever, there's always that moment where they do the thumbs up or something like that, and
Right,
it kind of
everybody
brings a
claps,
sense
and
of
then he
closure,
come off
so people can keep playing.
Right.
But in this case, these guys were just like literally. I mean, these guys think they're immortal, and they're watching their friend being fucking defibrillated around the fucking field and chest compressions and all this other shit, and it's like there was no sense of closure. It totally fucked them
Yeah,
up.
they should have.
There's
They should
no
have put
way
his thumb up
in
when they
fuck
chucked him off the
that that
field.
game was ever going to continue.
Right.
He
King
should have
Cap,
like
that
put a
Lions
stick
player.
like in his arm and
Stick his thumb up like that.
meanwhile he's flatlining.
It would
the
be
poor guy.
fine.
All right, enough of that. So let's move on. And so did
You-
you know that Howard actually went for his annual physical and he's a
Oh, wait,
little
but
bit
you skipped the
Again?
part on.
His
Wait, wait.
weekly
Does he
annual
do physical every
physical.
2 weeks, Monique?
He
it
just, you
feels
know
like
what?
feels like it.
You know what it is, Mo? He likes men putting 2 fingers in his asshole every fucking couple weeks.
I
Or
feel
he's- or
like
he's
he
lying
goes
even
to a
about
lot of
physical.
different doctors. Like I feel like he has some problems. Honestly, I do.
He
So
absolutely has personal physicians. Isn't that you don't do that randomly and capriciously. And he's getting a colonoscopy and a physical every 2 weeks. I've never
it
heard of
feels
it.
like it. It
Yeah,
must-
exactly.
And,
likes
and,
the
Yeah,
colonoscopy.
that's what they're
mentions it.
calling it. Yeah, yeah.
And Robin,
doctors like that.
and Robin calls him out on it. So let's listen to that.
So I went for my annual physical.
It seems like you have an annual physical every 3 months to me.
Oh, I didn't even hear this.
You want to know
Okay,
what?
that's
You're right. I shouldn't call it an annual physical. The doctor I go to now said every 6 months he wants to see me. He says,
Wow.
yeah, I realize how old I am now because
What doctor, just your general practitioner, needs to see you every 6 months if you are otherwise in decent shape.
One that
None.
wants a new yacht every 6 months.
No, but he has a health insurance plan. He doesn't give a
Right.
shit. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
physical is
Alright,
paid
so-
for, you know?
I mean, honestly, normal doctors don't do that. If you have a specialist, they usually
You have
see
issues
every-
and they're monitoring you and they put you on new medication.
Remember, he's
Yes.
seeing. He has a oh my god, I can't think of the word all of a sudden. I'm
Give it
listening to
to
the show too much.
Proctologist? Cardiologist?
The thingamajig, the proctologist.
Proctologist?
All of a sudden,
The
Wow.
butthole doctor, you mean?
he has a
The
proctologist.
butthole doctor. Just
The ass man,
Oh
Dennis?
my God. Okay, Dennis. Okay. The
that
ass man.
thing.
The
He has that
Dr.
thing
Ass man.
problem. That gland thingy problem that he has to go pee 5 times a night.
Oh,
That's the
prostate?
thing. Prostate. Dang, yes,
Yeah.
it's a prostrate. Oh my god.
You think it's from not eating, Dennis? That any fluid goes right through him?
I
Is
don't
this-
know.
No.
You know what? Do you remember that he said he was on medication for high cholesterol, even though he eats like a fucking bird? He
Doesn't
doesn't
make any
understand.
sense.
Cholesterol
Yeah.
problems.
He doesn't realize that it's genetic, like myself. You know,
That-
who
that-
eats
hey,
normal.
but both his parents are in their 90s. Well, one
Yeah.
was.
Right.
So it's like
Exactly.
No, but it's
he's prob-
genetic. It's
hereditary is probably not an issue.
It's hereditary and it's no big fucking deal. All right, let's finish the clip. Let's finish the
It's for the
clip.
prostate. It's for his prostate problem.
Hang on, let's
Definitely.
finish the clip.
It's really weird. I'm there, and the nurse, I'm waiting for the doctor, and the nurse has you fill out some forms and answer questions. It's the same questions, but this time it was different. She says to me, by the way, it's totally voluntary, but would you like to have an Alzheimer's test to see if you have early Alzheimer's? And I went,
Shit.
what? I go, yeah,
What's
right.
Alzheimer's?
I go, what?
What?
What? Like that I went, what? You mean I'm that old that you worry about early out? She goes, well, people in your age group, if they want, I said, first of all, no, I do not want an Alzheimer's test because I've seen those tests online, and you want to know something? A lot of the math I couldn't do when I was 20. And there was no hint of
When I was in
Alzheimer's.
school.
Quack quack.
There were certain things. Like I remember when my dad had his first stroke, I took him to the neurologist. And the neurologist asked him a bunch of questions to determine how bad the stroke was.
Yeah.
He had
And
a
they
stroke?
got to, like math,
I know,
they
we
were
didn't.
like 16, 49, 27, like 10 numbers in
He
a
has
row.
no
and then they
idea
go,
what he's even
repeat those
talking
numbers
about.
back. My father did it just fine.
Uh-huh.
And I went, I couldn't do that.
Okay. So the idiot couldn't do it. So what I did is I pulled up for all of us. Hold on a
Oh
second.
no, it's
Monique, what's the mathematical side of your brain? Is it the left side or the right side of your brain?
Sorry,
Le-
say again.
The mathematical side of a human's brain is the left.
side.
Left.
They usually
Left
say
side.
that your right brain, you're artistic, so I'd say left brain.
Okay, Howard is neither.
Yeah.
No, he's no brain.
He's
Remember,
not-
this is a guy that was quacking at geese.
yeah.
He was calling them ducks.
Yes.
He lived on Long Island his entire life. You know what Canadian geese are.
Yes.
Yes.
So what
Yeah.
I'm going to share with all of you right now is a quick "Do I have dementia?"
Yes,
quiz.
I do.
Yes.
I prepared one for. Let's see. There's one for Dennis. There's one for
Yeah.
John.
I failed.
There's one for
This is like the
Xavier.
Hunger Games
and one
now.
for Monique. So it's a very simple 3-minute quiz that we are going to take together now, and we will see how our answers line up with what they say. Okay.
Can I take an eye test before we take this? 'Cause
No, you
it's-
cannot.
It's
Okay.
braille.
You
You
know,
have
Yeah,
to-
you're gonna have to
I'm
zoom
going to
in
read
there.
the questions to you,
I
and
can't
I
even
will
You're
read
giving
read
us
the
way too
questions.
much credit.
I know.
I'm
I
going to do
know.
a Ronnie soon. Oh, there we
Here
go.
we go.
Thanks.
Okay, ready? Number 1.
Is this one mine?
This is for. It's going to be Dennis, John, Xavier, Monique. Okay, number 1. Do you have trouble making decisions, even for everyday things such as what to eat, clothes to wear, making plans with family, friends, and what to read?
Can I answer first?
Never.
Oh.
No, never. I don't.
Okay, John?
Always.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with
Always.
that.
I'm very circumspect.
Can you scroll past
I
the hands?
overanalyze
Thank you.
everything.
Okay, Xavier?
Always.
Okay. Monique? Always. Okay. Ready? Dennis,
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Dennis, do you have trouble focusing or concentrating while watching TV, playing on your phone or tablet, or listening to music?
Only the Stern Show. No, never. Actually, no,
Never.
Yeah, I don't
John.
problem at all.
Always. There are times I have to rewind the scene in a movie 15 times to absorb it.
Xavier.
Yes, always.
Okay, I'm going to say sometimes. I usually can multitask fairly well. All right. Do you forget the names of familiar objects and use general phrases? Such as, you know what I mean? Or that thing? Dennis? Dennis?
I guess sometimes at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
a
Mr.
traumatic
You know, that
day.
thing, you know. John?
That thing. Like the
I'm somewhere
president, that
between
thing.
sometimes and never because I pride myself on like nerd facts like that. So I'm
What do you wanna
pretty good
say?
at that. I put sometimes. I don't want to
Xavier.
brag.
Where's Fillmore?
Xavier.
Where's Fillmore?
Xavier, please answer the question.
Always.
Okay. And I'm going to say I don't really think I do that, but I do actually. I know that I sometimes can't formulate the words, but that's because I'm blathering all the time. Dennis, do you get easily confused driving or using tools? Do you get lost in places that are familiar to you, like your neighborhood or the grocery store?
Never.
Okay. Johnny?
Not necessarily driving, but using tools. I now wear gloves whenever I'm cutting something in the kitchen because I'm afraid I'm going to cut my finger off. I feel like
Never
my
or
mind's like,
sometimes or always?
sometimes.
Xavier?
I knew the guy was having ventricular fibrillation like 2 seconds after the hit.
Xavier?
Uh,
Never? Sometimes. You're like fucking Benji right now. Give me a fucking answer.
Stella Rocker.
Sometimes.
Christ, you all have dementia.
I do.
I'm gonna say
It's awesome.
never. I don't get confused with that kind of stuff. Okay, number 5. Do you find that you miss social cues, which may lead to not understanding what others are saying, laughing at inappropriate times, staying on topic despite a lack of interest by others, and or saying things that are viewed as offensive? Dennis?
Never.
Okay, John?
I'm pretty. I have a pretty hyper radar, and I analyze people well. So I would say never. I'm very, very. I have imposter complex, so I'd say never. I'm too insecure.
Xavier?
What's a social cue?
Xavier? Never, sometimes, or always?
Sometimes.
Jesus.
Sometimes.
Fuck. What's wrong with you fucking people? It's a 3-minute fucking quiz.
It's 3 minutes. It's the longest 3 minutes of my life.
Dennis, it's only
what
10
the
questions.
fuck, dude?
It's literally
It's not a cut
10.
and dry
Can we skip
question.
the
When
number?
you're asking 3 questions in one.
6.
Not
Do you
that
get
cut and dry.
confused?
Obviously.
You get confused with recalling the day of the week, month, year, or important dates, and or do you repeat yourself in conversations?
Never.
Liar.
Only when I do the sling thread. It's 6:30
John.
in the morning.
Mostly never, but I know I'm doing it. If I do, I'll actually say. I've said this before, and I usually don't. I usually have good self-awareness.
Xavier.
Always.
That's probably true. I'm gonna say never.
Probably.
Sometimes. Okay. Sometimes.
I talk like a cat sometimes.
Dennis, do you need help getting dressed, remembering to take medication, and or handling your finances?
That's Howard.
Dennis.
Always.
Never. I'm
John.
fine. Never.
Probably never.
Xavier.
420 is my credit score.
Xavier.
Sometimes.
One time Xavier went to work with two
left shoes. Like no joke.
I got in the shower the other day with a Pittsburgh Steelers sweatshirt on.
And are these difficulties getting worse?
Hey, you know why? This is why
No.
the In-N-Out guy likes me with my glasses, and you just belittle me.
John, are these difficulties getting worse?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. Xavier.
We all know where that is. Sometimes.
Okay. We're almost done, guys. So bear with me.
Hurry.
Do these difficulties reflect changes from how you were functioning a few years ago?
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm going to put no. Okay, John?
No.
Okay, Xavier.
No.
Okay, and Monique is gonna say no. I'm really hoping, I didn't test this out.
Come on.
Now you have to send an email, and then we'll get the answer in a week.
Oh, fuck that.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
mild,
exactly.
okay, I
register.
got mild indication of dementia. Your answers suggest a mild indication that you have symptoms common amongst people experiencing dementia. However,
Includes
this
me.
isn't a substitute for proper diagnosis. Xavier, submit.
Are we conflating
Moderate
ADHD?
indication of dementia. Your answer suggests.
Sorry, you're demented.
Okay. Johnny.
They're all gonna say the same thing. Watch.
Mild
Yeah.
indication of dementia.
They're
No,
all the
yours is
same
the worst
so
so
far.
far, Xavier. Okay, and Dennis. Little or no indication of
I'm the
dementia.
smartest man alive.
Yeah,
There you go.
Surprise.
Congratulations.
Mr. Perfect. Like Kurt
And Howard was
Hennig.
afraid of that.
Absolutely
Perfect.
perfect.
Aren't you teacher's pet? Here we go.
Monique, you know what I'm surprised
And
he
I
didn't
remember
have anything
sitting
about
there during my
dropping things?
What?
What are we
What?
talking about?
I'm surprised he didn't have anything about dropping things, tripping.
I think the questions are so different for so many
It's
different
like a
people. I mean,
horoscope, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
it really kind of is. I
Today
remember
you
like
might
my
meet the
dad,
person of your dreams.
with simple things like, who's the president? What year is it? What's today's date? And, you'd be very surprised at how many things somebody who truly has Alzheimer's can't really remember. Like they just really have no fucking idea that they're not like 70 years old or something. It's kind of crazy.
The
Like Howard?
privileged position he's in has made him not have to remember anything. He
That's
doesn't
right.
have to work at anything. He's
That's
got
right.
lazy brain. It's not even that.
I remember sitting there during my dad's, Alzheimer or stroke test and not being able to answer a lot of the questions, but acting like I could. I go, oh, this is terrible. But I remember feeling really stupid because they're basic questions.
Well,
You're stupid.
you are stupid.
And I just don't have that kind of brain. And I know I would be diagnosed with some kind of onset dementia.
They might put you away because you
Yeah.
couldn't answer most of the questions.
I go,
Yeah, that would happen. As a matter of fact, later on in the show, just
Jesus.
talking about this, he was talking about the Who, and he says this.
Roger, we've interviewed 2 or 3 times, and I love that guy,
Yeah,
lead
love
singer of the Who.
Yeah.
Roger.
The jokes.
Roger. Lead
Daltrey.
singer. Roger Daltrey, yeah.
Roger
They
McDowell.
have Alzheimer.
He couldn't remember Roger Daltrey's name.
But
What
you
happened
know,
to the
Monique,
joke?
he's
Yes,
always done this
fucking
shtick. He loves not to
Love
know
that.
the Chris Rock thing. He
Yeah.
loves not to know. He's too cool to remember. He mispronounces. He's been doing that for years. So you don't know what's genuine with them and what's not.
This is true.
He thinks it's cool.
Right. He thinks he's so now he's like a tortured man and a tortured artist. So now it's kind of cool to just not remember things and be a little distraught of stuff. What was it that David had just said? I'm sorry, you had clicked it off too quickly. The end of Robin's book where she talks about sitting with her dad having Alzheimer's is the most upsetting thing, knowing she'd take advantage of him.
Mhm.
Of course, it's very easy to say that your father abused you when he's sitting there fucking dying, and you tell your mother that, and she doesn't believe you because you've never said it to anyone ever before.
Benjamin.
In a book.
Benjamin. He'd remember Timothy Chalamet's name.
He'd remember Timothy Chalamet's cock in a fucking lineup.
Oh,
There's-
absolutely.
There's
Yeah.
nothing about that kind of
He
stuff.
could sketch it from memory.
One
Yeah.
thing I've noticed about all the Buckwall clients, Monique, is they're all victims in their life. Whether it's Gary's book, whether it's Fred, Robin, Howard, they're all victims.
Hello?
Well,
Everybody around them.
Well, I think that's the purpose of
Yeah.
writing a book. They
Right.
want you to tap
Be a
into
victim.
things that are going to sell the book. I mean, not everybody's book can be, the fucking cookie book that what's her face did,
Lisa
where
G.
there were no stories.
G.
I mean, I could literally
Who,
write
Roger
a book
Daltrey?
that is 20
Roger
times
Daltrey.
more fascinating than Lisa G's book could possibly be. She's a cat lady who, basically was a DJ for a hot minute on a hot radio station, and then what?
But doesn't she have double D's?
So she
She
says.
does.
So some
She
stupid
shits at work
fucking-
too.
Exactly. Okay, Sue Monster is saying Ambien starts chipping away at a person's brain. His prolonged drug use is visibly apparent. Whose drug use?
Stearns. Howard.
Oh, I don't think he's an Ambien user, is he?
He was. He used to be. He used to
No, I
use
don't
a
remember
lot.
that.
Yeah, he used to talk about it in early 2000s. He used to take Ambien.
Do you believe him, Dennis?
Oh yeah, I do. Because he's so paranoid. He
remember they
probably
used
went to his doctor to take Ambien.
I could see
Yeah.
him not being able to sleep. I could see that
Yeah.
happening for somebody like
But
him. But now
that
he goes
doesn't
to sleep
cause-
at 8 o'clock. So
That's not
Yeah, but
causing
doesn't
him to
he
be
take
stupid.
naps like fucking 3 times a day?
he talked about that
Calls it
today. He said,
transcendental meditation.
yeah, I don't think I recorded it, but he was talking about how day before yesterday, before the show was starting, he had gotten 8 hours of sleep that night. And then he came and did the show, and then went back upstairs and took a nap for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He takes naps. I'm
Can you
actually
even
jealous of
imagine?
that shit.
He's
It is-
never had a motor. He's never. I mean,
I wish I could take
believe-
naps.
I know. I know. His whole.
Nap.
Yesterday, I didn't get to the clip, but he said something, and I think I've already deleted it. But he had said something to the effect of, he was so happy that he had the day off on Monday. He didn't realize that it was going to be a holiday, but of course he's going to take it because he's going to take advantage of any vacation day.
Like he didn't know. Give me
Because
a
all
break.
of Sirius was off. He's like, and even my wife was ready for me. Even my wife was ready for me to come back downstairs to the basement and do the show. It's like, oh, big fucking commute there. She was really looking forward to you getting out of the fucking house. Literally, it was just going back downstairs. That's all he was doing.
Well,
Hypochondriac wise, his biggest nightmare, and let's all face it, is he dies and Beth and his kids get to roll around in his marbles for the rest of their life. He doesn't get to experience and spend all his money. He cannot deal with. I
But
think it's the biggest thing on his mind.
But he doesn't spend or experience it now anyway.
Just the thought of it, Dennis. It doesn't matter what he doesn't do. The thought of them rolling around in his money when he's dead is his biggest fear.
You know what? If he's like any other person who has saved wisely, he literally will have more money in death than he does alive.
Oh yeah.
And that's the God's honest truth. You almost can't spend the amount of money that a Howard has.
No, you can't. But the way he lives his life is embarrassing. It really is. It's actually utterly.
He's the very definition of you can't take it with you. When people say that, he's everything that encompasses.
So hopefully he's giving his daughter a very nice wedding because she deserves it for putting up with his shit her entire life. So he was talking about having the kids over and how wonderful it is. Yeah, Howard's going to be 69 this year on 112.
Hey, Mo.
That's why it's called 112 Productions. Yeah, what?
8 days.
Mo, I actually had a thought, and this is for everybody. Do you think he's making his daughter get a prenup? And the last one get a prenup?
Absolutely.
Depends on how much money the kid has. Like, I don't know what he does for a living. He might be in the medical profession.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Great question, X. Great question.
She may not have money now, but at some point she's gonna get a Brinks truck when he dies. And don't think Howard hasn't thought of that.
It's all he thinks about. I'm convinced of that.
Let's think of a couple of different things. So he could have set up his will so that the kids get X amount of money. Not that I have $100 million saved and you all get $35 million, right? So that could be one way. The other way could be you all get $10 million each and the rest of it goes into a fund of some sort that if you need it, you have to go to an executor of the will and get money. Or it could be you guys get $5 million each and you'll like it.
But either way, anyone in those scenarios, yes, absolutely. He may, because I imagine Deborah has one. I mean, because she married a pottery maker. I mean, literally, this guy makes serving platters out of pottery.
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna call this one and say no because I would think that you're dead. Who gives a fuck? You know what? You want your children, but you want your children to have whatever it is that you have.
Hey, don't forget, Allison's got a lot of money too, Monique.
Yes.
Yes, she does. But follow-up question. Okay, as of right now, essentially he has 4 people that will inherit his money. Beth and the 3 daughters. So you would think 25%, right? How do you think that money's going to be divvied up? Does Beth get a larger chunk of that, or is it even between the 4?
No, Beth. I think Beth has a predetermined amount because it's a beard.
Yeah, but I mean, let's pick round numbers. Let's say there's $100 million when he's left.
So I know
How
the
does
way
that
it works.
get divvied up?
Let me tell you the way it works down here in Florida because I get my eyelashes done, so I know lots of people who fucking get their cooches waxed and their eyelashes done, and everybody chats. The way it works is that most of the women down here who are with men and they've married them and they're like second or third wives, in
I hate
order
men.
to assure that they get enough money out of the guy dying, they get these multi-million dollar life insurance policies that are put into their names, so that even if the kids come after the third wife for the money, because like say it's all left to her, that she and they win somehow, that she'll still have like 5 or 10
Oh,
million
okay, yeah.
life insurance policy in
Yeah.
the bank. So Beth might have a policy. She might have X amount that she's getting. She might get one of the fucking houses. We have
Yep.
no idea how that shit is set up. He might have it set up so that she has to sell the houses, so that, everybody gets their equitable distribution of
Sure.
his
But wait,
funds.
and the chat is bringing up something important. What about Ralph? I mean, because Ralph has to get Ralph's
might
going to
be
get
in there,
cut
Dennis.
somehow.
He might be in there.
I don't know.
I remember
think-
he's in there a lot.
I remember
But
when
at the
Chuck,
end of the day, I don't think anybody gives a fuck about anyone that's not their family. Let's be honest.
Well, here
Well, Ralph
someone
is
just mentioned
kind
Anna
of-
Nicole. If I had to put like $1 bet, I'm gonna say that when time comes, that Beth will contest the will, or the kids will contest the will, and it's gonna get fucking ugly.
No, you know what? It's different with people that are almost billionaires. There is enough fucking money to go around. Again, he will die with more money than he has
I
today.
think that Beth is gonna willing to share.
It's not like they're in the middle of fucking Floritucky where your great uncle who
I don't know.
comes out of the fucking
Shit has
woodwork.
gotten ugly before.
$10,000 payout from selling
Look at fucking
$100,000 house.
was it King? Carol Bass? She literally rewrote the dude's fucking will 1 week before fucking he died.
Hey,
You
good
know,
on her. And she got away with it.
What's stopping Beth from doing that?
She doesn't have to. She's with him enough.
Oh,
years
dude,
now.
you're being way too magnanimous for that fucking
Wait a minute,
that fucking gold digger.
But X, here's the problem. They're going to see the whiteout on the computer when that's
Yeah.
working on the Word document.
I'm just saying-
yeah, she has to open
I'm
a
just saying-
Word document first.
She has a
I'm
prenup.
just saying there'll be monkey business right before he dies.
She has a prenup.
Because
No,
that's
she
the history.
definitely has a
Jane,
prenup.
let's look at the past. James Brown contested. Fucking Casey Kasem will contested. Every time one of these old kooks fucking kicks it, there's always someone going, "Oh, there's a new week before he died."
I think that Howard has his will well sorted out.
Yeah,
I
so
do.
did Casey Kasem. And you know what? He came out of commercial in an up-tempo fucking song when the dog died and the kid was there. So don't think that shit don't go monkey business, my friend.
And they did the world tour after death. So,
Exactly. They'll totally
Okay,
fucking body
we can
around.
move on. We can move on. I'm just throwing
Thank you.
potential shit out there.
Yeah, Ralph was getting the Iron Man helmet. That's it. That's exactly right.
Another helmet.
There's no contesting when you're the Ralph of the family. But you know what? They can have NDAs that end when he dies, and then the tell-all books will come out.
100%. Well,
That's where they'll make their money. The others, Okay, so let's move on. So he had the family over for Christmas, and he was recalling a time where Ashley said this to him.
I did have a nice. My kids came and stayed with me over the holidays. That was nice. We were all under one roof. Love my girls. And the kids start telling me stories about me that I don't remember. Maybe I've got
Really?
Alzheimer. I don't remember this, but now that they mentioned it, my daughter Ashley said to me, "Dad, do you remember when I was young, you told me that you were considering checking yourself into a mental hospital to get publicity for the show?"
Oh my
I
goodness.
go, what? And at first I went, what? What are you talking about? Of course I wouldn't do this. She goes, no, you told me. And then I thought about it. I went, the kid's right.
What?
I had
don't
this
know
pla-
anything about this. You never told me you even had a thought of this.
Well,
What
listen,
the
I don't
fuck is
share
he talking about?
50 to 70%
All right.
of my thoughts with you because
let me summarize.
I'm not going to do them. But I remember there was a time when we were on K-Rock. I was like, wouldn't it be amazing?
Amazing.
Because everybody thought I was crazy. So
Yeah.
what if I got checked into a mental hospital? But I'd have to really do it because, they don't just allow you to do that for publicity.
Yeah, no, stupid. They don't allow you to do that
Right.
for fucking publicity.
No, this is another one of these made up stories just to fill time. I mean, no, no.
No,
Could you imagine Buchwald actually like even entertaining this thought?
of course not. Here's what he
You
says
can't
at the end.
just say it. You'd have to actually go in and get admitted and then somehow get out. And
Yeah, he says he went to Don with it, and Don's like, well, you're out of your fucking mind. I don't believe any of that happened. There were a couple of good ones today, as a matter of fact. Okay. Okay. Yeah, of course you can check yourself in. If you feel like you're a threat to yourself or to others, absolutely, you can just say, you know what, I'm fucked up, and they will hold you for 48 hours if they think that you're fucked up. That's the way it works. That's the way life is. But I don't really believe that he meant that in any serious way whatsoever.
Like he had a gun in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So then he starts talking about his private Instagram, and he's thinking that he's going to make his Instagram public as opposed to private.
Please make it public.
Now I know we had a delicious treat from today's stupid grant, which I'm hoping Dennis will be able to pull up for us.
Oh, of course.
It is so shockingly weird. I mean,
I gotta hand it to her.
Is it the last one?
It's the one with the weird music.
Oh, that one with the oh dear God.
Oh dear God.
Right, let me pull that one up. I know what you're talking about.
Oh dear God.
It's so disturbing. Oh, here it is. I found it. Oh my God, this is
Share it with
disturbing.
us.
All right, hold on. Let me get the little share machine because this
So you guys
screams Lenny. Nothing screams Lenny like of mice and men than this Instagram clip.
This is like when Neil Wallace.
Squeezer.
Okay, you guys. Now we're gonna get to Howard getting back onto Instagram, but so Beth put this up today, which on the website it was absolutely hysterical to watch. Actually, let me make it a full screen.
Look at those hands.
Some volume on there, please.
I'm working on it. Hold on.
That's a guy who's changed an alternator or two, right?
Someone who fucking
Look at
lays
this.
concrete with
Not
their
a
hand.
callus. Not a callus for miles.
Look at that shit.
Exactly.
Dude.
There's actually a shine on her hands from doing
I know.
absolutely nothing.
That is
Her hands are
a disturbing hand.
legitimately shiny. Dennis, can you get sound?
I'm trying to get the audio. I can't. It's not coming up for me. Weird.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It worked the other day with the dogs.
Dennis. Dennis.
Did it remove the audio?
Oh, Dennis.
Amazing.
You know what? Let me go to the video.
Yes.
I shall
What the
share.
heck next?
I shall share the hands.
Malnutrition hands.
You do that.
Okay.
Let me see something here. Try this over again.
The
Okay.
gimp. The gimp's sleeping. I guess you're gonna have to wake him up.
Wake
then.
up.
You know, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the thread, and I thought that Xavier was the one who did it, and now I don't see
I
it
did.
anywhere.
No, you did it. You.
Oh, I did it. Okay, I gotta find me. I can find me.
Hold on. let me see
It's
if I
me.
can-
It's
Yeah,
me,
me.
everybody.
We gotta take that Alzheimer's
Wait,
test
hold on.
again.
Here we go. Wait. I think I figured out my problem here. Oh, it's an 86.
No, I still don't see me either. Jesus Christ. Did it already fall to like the second page?
show's
Oh,
a
here we go.
new
Here we go.
show.
Here we go.
Every show's a first show.
I got it. Well, this is a little bit spontaneous, okay? So cut us a little.
That's just weird. It just didn't want to.
That's okay. I got
The
it.
audio worked
first.
last night.
I will capture
Wait,
it.
yes, no.
I got it. Here we go. Ready?
Like, subscribe.
Ready, everybody? Because this is really
Wake up
scary.
the
So
gimp.
just be prepared. Here we go. There's no sound. Did she take the sound off?
I think that, I told you. It took the sound off because we mocked it.
Oh, is it? Look, did it say edit it?
Yes.
Ah, she's
I didn't have
that's
to see
goofing on her.
Wow, she took it off.
It
Okay,
took it off.
so for you
Oh,
people,
someone's visiting Radio Gunk.
wow, she got made fun of a little bit, and she took
There's
it
no
down.
audio anymore.
Holy shit! Okay, so what's
Yeah, let's
basically
see.
playing in the background is like a
You're right. It
toddler
is
program.
edited.
Is
Like a toddler.
toddler like baby programming in the background as this incredible shiny man hand is manhandling the cat.
It's so
But
funny,
Francis
dude.
loves kids programming. He comes out immediately from hiding when we turn it on. So cute. Never dumped again. Hashtag tomorrow is Forever Family Day. So yeah, it was like that. It was
Dude,
it
she's
was
on Radio Gunk, bro.
something happened there, but yeah, so she
some
took it
weird
away.
shit right there.
She
Oh,
took
wait,
it
I got
away.
it. Wait, I have it on my tablet.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, I just tried to play it on my computer and it wasn't.
No, it's not.
Hear it?
It's not really coming through.
No, you can hear it.
Okay.
I love
It's
what
my-
Ben 4810 asks, because that video is like the proverbial catnip to his Stepford wives IG followers. They all go crazy for the cuteness.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Yeah, I know.
That's what she said. So cute.
mine.
Hashtag so cute. Okay, we spent way too much time on that. So let's listen about the private Instagram
Bobby.
account.
I was thinking of
Gary.
taking my Instagram public. I'm debating
Yeah.
that now. Yeah, my wife thinks it's a good idea.
Why?
Please.
How is
You know,
this a show?
my Instagram is a private Instagram, and I put mostly. Do you follow me on Instagram? I don't think
Yeah.
you do.
Gotta
Yeah,
Oh, you do?
Put our work.
do. Yeah, I just looked at your Instagram account a few days ago and said, "Oh, I haven't seen that one, and I haven't seen that one."
Yeah, it's just paintings I've done, and
Of
I
course.
decided I wanted a private Instagram account.
So he's talking about his private Instagram account where he only follows like 24 people and maybe like 40 people follow him.
Right.
And it's a place where he can, display his artwork without getting any critiques or criticisms or anything like that. But she thinks it's a great idea because he's such a good artist that he needs to show his work to everybody. So let's continue with this Instagram conversation, please.
People are nuts. So I've always kept it quiet. So like the only people who follow me on Instagram are people like Robin or Jimmy Kimmel or a bunch of my friends who paint, personal friends. My sister follows me, my kids follow me, and it's very nice. And there's only like 27 people who follow me. But it's also depressing because, I'm used to millions of people following me and paying attention to everything I say. So in any case, I was like, why is this private? And I was thinking, well, I'll make my Instagram account like an artist kind of Instagram account. I'll go public, but I'll only do art on there or pictures of things that interest me.
Oh, because nobody's going to give a shit about that. And that is so rife for mockery, Howard.
Oh, I want it on there.
I desperately want you to go.
Please go public. Please, dear God,
I really
go
want
public.
you to do that. We will sticky you
Please.
immediately.
Please. Please.
Monique, you
Gain a
want to
lot of followers. Please.
Oh,
Monique,
see,
you want-
Kyla Sierra saying there is sound on that Beth video. I just checked it. She didn't remove it.
Then
Yeah,
why isn't it
no, but
working
for
on
some
Chrome?
reason, neither of us could get that working. I
I
don't
just
know
tried to get it to
why.
play and it didn't. I mean,
I
Really?
was
cool,
playing it on my tablet.
awesome,
That was weird.
cool. Well,
Strange.
Yeah, I'm even playing it now on Instagram. It's not
Strange.
playing for me.
Did you
Curious.
guys ever see Kevin Nealon's picture of Howard?
No.
That's a real artist. I just sent you the link for it when you go. I don't know if you want to put it up. This is no way Howard's gonna love this. It's a
How did
greatest.
you send it in the private chat so that I can
I-
actually do it, or do I now physically have to go to my mail, open
Email
it
it.
up, find it, download it, drag it onto a fucking page?
No, I put it in the private chat. You brat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Both. I put it in both.
Oh, this one. That's a classic picture, as a matter of fact.
Is there anything worse, by the way, than the celebrity culture now with painters? Is that the worst thing that happened in pop culture right now?
This is it.
Ah!
here.
Oh, we go. Oh, we're going back to
Never mind.
Beth.
No,
Okay.
no. We're done. We're done with that.
Do you see in the hair where it says Beth?
No, I didn't see that the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I just noticed that. Beth. Oh, don't you remember somebody at some point had written JEW like in the hair? And it was like the funniest thing.
Every follicle is manufactured.
Isn't that weird? Look at that.
It looks
Like
more real than his
yeah.
actual face right now.
That's amazing. That's a great.
Isn't that good?
That's actual artwork, ladies and gentlemen. That's
That is real
actual
art.
fucking artwork. Okay, so let's move
Like-
on to let's continue with his Instagram account and yeah.
But then I was like, well, if I do that, then some asshole's going to comment. Like the other day, I took a picture of a tree. I thought it was interesting. Now, if you're into
That's
art
not
and
interesting.
painting, you might think this picture is interesting. But
No,
my
we wouldn't.
asshole fucking fans are going to be like, hey, fuck you. Why don't you have Titty Thursday like Ronnie and all that other shit?
Titty Thursday.
So I was thinking I would share the artistic side of me with my audience, but there's just too many trolls.
So the thing is, and I know that Xavier, right, is a photographer. I try to dabble in photography myself, and I love taking pictures of the moon and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll put it on the website. But you know what? It's really not good enough for anybody to see. Like, I think I've posted maybe one on my Instagram because you just think to yourself, God, so many people do it so much better and do such a beautiful job of it that, my stupid visual of it pales in comparison to what other people do. But Howard really thinks he's so fucking good and such a brilliant artist that he deserves.
He's a bee's knees.
That he deserves it to.
What you're missing, Monique, is you're missing the pure narcissism that he has. That everything he does, including taking a poop, is a fabulous job.
The best poop ever.
Yeah, he can't figure out how to
That's
get the Marcy Green Lantern bubble onto social media. He can't figure that out. He can't be protected like that, and he just can't figure out how to. He can't control the narrative. That I would always say on the show, the internet's the worst thing to happen to him.
Absolutely. Well,
I mean,
Gary
come
wound
on,
up saying to him, "You can shut off comments."
He's
all you can
awesome,
do is post.
dude. He's awesome. I mean, look at playing guitar, playing Porky's, Howard Stern, the high school years. What about,
Rock and roll
like,
high
how
school.
many failed
Doomsday,
endeavors is this motherfucker?
The Robert Schimmel
Photography.
show.
Remember?
Everything.
Remember when he bought that equipment?
Art.
Now he just takes it on his fucking shitty phone.
Private parts. Oh wait,
That's right. Music stream. Poor Howard. He's such a tortured artist. He's such a victim. That's exactly what he's going.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck
He's
you.
such a tortured artist.
Well, for example, how about this one? Here we go.
Like, I'll just post a bunch of things. Like the other day, I was staring at a paper towel. Again, I don't get out anymore. So I was staring at a paper towel that I wiped my paintbrush on. And I thought, well, some people might think this is art. And I said, here's the paper towel after I finish a painting. And like my wife thought that was interesting.
That's deep.
Right.
But I could see going, Papa, you fucking moron.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we would fucking say to you.
I mean,
Right. It's
Should
arbitrary
I-
bullshit like this show.
when I'm done working on my car, I should take the rags and I should take pictures and post them to the art at that
Giddies.
point, right?
It's always about washing cars and hosing down the
Yeah,
driveway.
no,
Always
greasy
greasy.
rags.
It's
The greasy rags.
always washing the car.
See, this is why Howard fails, because art is supposed to be a true representation of what your passion, your soul. He is just he just wants attention for the shit he fucking photoshops and
Because
pretends
he thinks that he's going to get the fawning that his psychotic fucking cat lady wife gets.
that's not
for his
art.
Art.
That's not art
Like
though.
she does for her
It's
cat.
attention whoring.
It's attention whore. It's very thirsty,
no different
fucking
than-
neediness.
He's no different than someone with a fucking 18-inch dildo in their ass at fucking OnlyFans.
But it's
He
also
just wants the
also
fucking
fake
attention.
depth, X. It's also
Dude,
fake depth.
if
He
he
wants you to think he's
truly wants
deep.
to be an artist, then he should shut the fuck up and learn actually first of all, he has to have something to give a shit about to want to express himself.
He
You know?
he has zero passion. I mean, literally, I've never
Nothing.
seen a human with no
Never,
passion.
nothing.
None. Zero. Nothing. There's no
fact
passion.
that
no-
all
no
of his
qualities either,
paintings
Dennis.
are literally artistic endeavors within, let's go with 10 blocks of his house. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
that is the extent of his artistic endeavors.
Yeah.
Farmhouses, beaches, dunes, sand, trees,
Cats.
cats.
Yeah.
It's so boring, like him.
Right. Right.
like him.
But he wants to portray that he has some kind of depth inside of him.
Exactly.
He wants
He wants
he's
to be like
evolved and we're beneath him and he's
deep,
thinking on a
passionate
higher
guy,
plane.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Hey Dennis, speaking of artwork, you ever think about doing a painting with just turtle wax?
Or put the turtle wax on and then paint
Yeah,
on top of it. Like fingerprints on top of it. I think that would be really interesting. Dennis. I think that's something that you could do. I think that's, and it's so funny because like Xavier, if I send him a picture, he is constantly manipulating it so that it looks better to like his eye and then sends it back to me. And I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I send you something because I think in my mind's eye that this looks good. And then you fucking zoom it, you crop it, you color it. And all of a sudden it's a completely different thing than what I sent you. So everybody's art eye is completely different.
No.
No.
I'm bringing home baby.
David goes, can you imagine 40 years of meeting just creative people in your life and it ignites nothing in your own creativity? That's true. He has access to all these.
He is bereft of creativity.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a creative bone in his body. And you know what? He's
actually a creative black hole. I mean, actually, he actually sucks creativity out of people.
Well, think
he
about
literally
it.
does.
Johnny
think about his career. He ripped off Steve Dobb. He ripped off Dee Snider's look. Everything has been
stolen.
He rips off fucking every fucking thing that's been popular. He had literally nothing directly to do with.
He emulates people he's jealous of, and
and now he's been trying to do Oprah for what, a couple of decades now.
Yeah.
He's a Wigula Rasa. He's a blank slate, as Jackie describes. You just mold him. He has no passions. You have to figure out what his, he's a goldfish brain. Whatever's in front of him. You know what tabula rasa is?
Of course.
I didn't know.
Wow.
I learned that from a superhero title. That's the only reason I know it. But then I learned what it meant because.
Do you guys think if Oprah ever invited him over, like she had a stroke, you think he would do like a total Rosie O'Donnell? All of a sudden they're BFFs.
Totally.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Totally. His goal is
100 fucking
you would need a rope to pull him
all
out.
this shit he's giving her, he's dying to be.
Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday on her Instagram that she actually tagged Oprah into the stupid duck?
That was with the geese.
Yesterday,
that was with the geese.
With the geese.
It tagged Oprah.
It tagged Oprah. Yeah.
It tagged Oprah.
Yeah. Okay. That really worked out for you. All right. So we are going to just a really quick political clip because he's this stupid.
Holy
Don't know
mackerel.
her.
People are fucking crazy. I'm watching this guy, Kevin McCarthy. He's a congressman from, I think, Long Island.
California. What a fucking. We can just stop it right there. Literally stop it right there. That's all we need to fucking know.
I did.
That's all we fucking need to know.
I think you're thinking of AJ Benza, Howard, from West Iceland.
He's thinking of Ricky Mantle.
How funny is that, you guys?
He's thinking of fucking DiMaggio.
69 IQ.
Can I just play that again? I literally it's a 12-second clip because that's all you need to know about this idiot.
Holy
Don't know
mackerel.
her.
People are fucking crazy. I'm watching this guy, Kevin McCarthy. He's a congressman from, I think, Long Island.
Idiot.
Benjamin. Duck, retarded duck.
Now, keep in mind, he has nothing to do all day but learn this stuff and get it right. He has nothing to do but watch TV.
I will say it again. All he does is read Yahoo News. And he doesn't know dick about dick.
He pretends to listen. Even if he did for like 15 minutes listen to MSNBC like he claims he does all the time.
You would know this.
Anybody knows, especially if you're listening to any news over the course of the last week, you know that he is not from Long Island.
He's texting with Joe Scarborough. He lives next door to fucking George Stephanopoulos, and he doesn't know this. Think about this, what he has access to. Alec Baldwin, political wonk.
Idiot.
Best friend.
Okay.
He doesn't know this.
So we'll move on because this
That's
just
funny.
Thank you. You know what?
That's
Sometimes you.
funny.
Sunflower
Brevity-
Dragon's right, though. He's confusing Santos with not that it's an excuse.
He just had a whole conversation about George Santos.
Okay,
because
so
the
I didn't hear it.
fireman guy, the gay fireman who called in
that was
last
painful.
year, called in to talk about, I don't know, he's having some sort of issue or another, but that George Santos called him personally and came to visit him and ask him how he's doing. And it's like, oh, please, you know, you want to get in your fucking pants. It's like, what kind of conversation are we talking about? But yeah, he's already discussed George Santos. He's discussed him ad nauseum, actually. So I'm just very surprised at him, at his incredible stupidity. Yeah. I keep forgetting we have a birthday coming. We really need to plan a birthday party.
His birthday's coming. Was it
Yes. Oh, I can't wait.
what is it, 12, 16? What's his birthday?
The
Baby,
12.
112. What's wrong with you?
112.
That's all right.
Why is
Actually.
it
You shouldn't know
12? Dude,
112. 112.
I just tested retarded. Give me a break.
Okay. So a guy calls in and wants to ask him questions about having sex with his 19-year-old girlfriend. Nobody calls in to ask about sex with a 19-year-old.
It's easy.
Jamie, there's just no, there's
Go
just
as long as you can.
there should be no question about
Why are
having
we
sex
asking a
with
69-year-old?
19-year-old.
Not as long as you can.
Exactly. God bless.
God
So
bless.
so the question became, Robin wanted to know how many times he had blowjobs and or how many women he's had sex with. So anybody who didn't listen, you're the only ones allowed to answer. How many people do you think Howard Stern said he had sex with?
Okay, the
I
new
didn't-
number
I
now?
actually didn't hear
I didn't
this.
hear it. I didn't hear it either.
All right, so
So-
then make a guess.
25.
I would say 9.
Xavier.
Mad Terror, 25.
All of them. He had 50 fucking whores.
50 fucking whores. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
you're all around. Okay. So David said 16. Brizzo says 50. Benjamin says 137. John O'Reilly says 10. Jeremy says 9. Chad says 5. Laundry Room says 30. Easy says 37. 13.
Beanie Mac. Are we
Beanie
counting the dudes?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, Sunflower's saying he's said 40 in the past. So
Doesn't mean
Benjamin
anything.
is saying 4. Either way, whatever the answer is, I don't believe him. So let's
Yeah,
go.
of course.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to say in my sexual encounters, 5 to 7 women
Mm.
who knew.
How many men?
I mean,
Wait.
they just
All right,
love.
how many? What's the universe we're in? How many women have there been, and only
Who have
5 to
blown me?
7? Yeah, or well, yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. Who the hell knows how many women I've been with?
I just would, I'd like to know what the statistics are. Are we talking 10? Are we talking 100? Are we talking 1,000?
No, I maybe in my lifetime I've been with. Don't forget, I was married a long time. I'm married a long time to Beth. So
yeah,
I mean,
you've only been married
I'm
except for a few months.
I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a number. I've probably been with 30 women in my life. Okay.
No, it's
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So 7 of them knew how to blow a guy.
5. I was being kind, and I'll tell you what. A blowjob isn't that important to me. To me, what's most important is sex.
I don't believe him at 30. I
Go on,
believe
Arrow.
it to be less than 10.
9.
And since he has been married legit, well, since he started dating Allison when he was 19,
Yeah,
he had a couple of months of mad tear.
Mad Terror.
I do believe he was serviced at Scores, as per somebody I
Sure.
heard from firsthand who saw him getting a blowjob at
But
Scores.
does that count? Does that count?
I think he's counting
Bill Clinton.
blowjobs.
Bill Clinton
I
said
think-
that didn't count.
I think he's counting blowjobs. I think he was conflating the two, and I think he was counting blowjobs. So I think he's been with less than 10 women total, and
It's
I
just
would say maybe
20 guys.
5 of those gave him blowjobs.
Well, about 10 years ago, I was working on a show, and one of the people on the show is one of those stripper type people, and she worked at what's that Scores called now?
Rick's Cabaret.
Rick's Cabaret. And unsolicited, she was chit chatting with other cast members. She said that Howard Stern was in there all the fucking time, doing all kinds of
I'm
weird
sure.
things. And this
I
is
am-
12. This is 10 years ago, so you guys can do the math.
I heard firsthand from somebody whose very, very successful actor boyfriend was on the show. They then got invited to go out to Scores with them later on that night. When they were at Scores, the whole crew, because he went through that Scores phase while he was with Beth and also before. And so there's the VIP room, and then there's the super deluxe, extra special third floor VIP room. And she was up there with her very successful former boyfriend getting a lap dance, and she got up to go downstairs to go to the bathroom, and the door opened to the room that Howard was in with a stripper that apparently he had like one or two favorites, and he was absolutely getting head. So there's that.
Did that rot the Mercedes story? That's the one that
I
rot
would
the.
absolutely believe the Mercedes story.
I do
Notice I
too.
never sued about that.
It would take nothing to do that for him. It's just,
Chauncey may have admitted
change.
to seeing it, but this is a woman who told me this, and she has no reason to lie whatsoever, like 0.0 reason to lie. So I believe her for sure. She's not in a sexual business or anything like that. She's an actress herself, so I believe her completely. And no, it's not true.
Okay, now if these allegations, which are just allegations, happen to have some sort of reality to them, you think Beth would even give a fuck?
I think at the time, probably not. I think you know what?
Even now, no.
Even now,
I think
no.
if she heard about this, she might be mad enough to kick Nacho out of bed for a minute. But
there is no.
But I don't think she would give a fuck.
Where fucking Nacho would want her.
Oh,
Like,
that's a joke. That's the only person I can think of. Come on.
know,
Yeah, we always use it
Come
as a
on.
joke, like
Okay,
Christina
Jared
Brown.
from Mom Caves. How's that?
okay,
All right.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you Mom Cave guy. I will give you Mom.
Okay,
Cave.
Mom Cave guy. There you go.
Fucking Nacho.
You know
Stop
the story
with
when she
Nacho.
pulled him out of Scores,
Dude,
right, Monique? When she got
Okay,
threatened by the
calm
stripper.
down.
Wait, what happened? What
The
happened?
story with Beth pulled him out of Scores when he was getting a lap dance from one of his favorites, and she pulled him out of Scores at like before everybody else left, and it caused a really big scene. And John talked about it. This is like 02, 01, 02, that kind of range.
That's rude. You think Beth would give her professional courtesy, right?
That's true. That was the rumor she was a escort from Scores. That was the
Next time in New York, please do a walkabout to Scores and Rick's Mo.
yes, Shellbacks, yes.
Which is the one that Grillo dragged me to that Lonnie is at now?
I
told
think
you
it's
guys.
Rick's. He's right by you in Hell's Kitchen,
Rick's
like right
right.
beneath.
Wait,
It
wait,
was-
wait.
Or
on the west side in the
Chelsea.
30s somewhere. Yeah.
But the
I
one
met
where
Lonnie. He's kind
Fred.
of gross. He's really kind of vile, like in a
Oh
Well,
god.
yeah,
in
he's
a
just-
very disturbing, gross guy.
He
Kind of.
didn't have a George Clooney quality to him.
Oh my god!
mean,
And he sits there, and these whore stripper chicks who all look like girls fighting on the fucking corner in Miami type of chicks, like all
Yes.
hoochie looking,
You know what?
big asses,
amazes
big tits. Like,
You know what
and
amazes
he
me about
still
those
gets
places?
audiences. He still
It
gets
seems like-
shit. What?
You know what amazes me about those places is it seems like you have to have at least one cesarean scar to work there,
One cesarean.
Yeah. It's
and
usually
and a pitchfork wound on your fucking ass.
Isn't there a Chris Rock bit where he says black strippers have bullet holes in them? You can tell the difference between a white stripper and black strippers. They have bullet holes and.
But most of the girls in there were
Yeah.
absolutely my sisters,
Dude, they all have
African American,
C-section
my
scars.
other sisters, Spanish. And, so a lot of that. And yeah, Lonnie just sits there like the big macho that he is with his belly hanging out and his
right.
weird, unsightly face. And these girls are just rubbing up against him, putting their titties in his face. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, this is still something that you do. Like, do you
That's
not
right.
get like this is who you are? And yes, a bloated.
How about when
flush-
Ronnie was married, Mooney? He would
Beautiful.
leave the dinner table and drive to Scores at 7 o'clock at night, every night. Drive drunk, drive home, and then pick Howard up the next morning. Imagine
Absolutely.
your dad in his 60s doing that.
Absolutely. And they all have tattoos, every one of them. And they're fully fucking
Oh, they're
tatted.
so
I mean, they
nasty.
are fully tatted. Let me see
Monique,
if
what was the Giuliani Bloomberg rule for the strip clubs? I forget what it was when they moved them. They got them out of Times Square. What was the radius when they moved them?
I'm sorry, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when the strip clubs couldn't be anywhere near Times Square, so they had to be far west or far east in Manhattan.
Well, that one we were just talking about where Lonnie works is not that far west. I think maybe it just can't be around like schools and shit like that. I really don't know. I honestly, I have no
It
idea.
had
I don't
to
want
be
to speak out of
distance.
school. I really just don't know.
Don't want to get that wrong.
I don't want to get that wrong. Here's that beauty.
Pivotal information.
Here's a beauty. There he is. Oh, sorry, I have to share it.
I know, Jeremy. I felt bad for Bonnie Munn too.
It looks like every
Oh Jesus!
strip club owner. I mean,
Wow.
seriously.
Yes, but let's not forget this is 2005. So cut to like 15 years
I was
later.
gonna say
Doesn't
that.
matter.
All right, ladies.
Every strip club owner.
Is
I was
That's
gonna say
him.
that Mike Social let himself go.
No kidding.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's him. That's that guy. So yeah, so he maintains being that person. Oh, here he is.
Fence didn't.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on a second. I can grab this for us. He's just that gross guy. I mean, that's all I can say. He's just so, but he's always very nice to Grillo. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I felt really just
Deceived.
Ew, you got the goodies now.
I had flashbacks to fucking Ron Jeremy. Like it's just that kind of like gross underbelly of society that I have no interest in.
Bo, so you went home and did a Silkwood shower?
Oh my God, did I ever? Seriously, he's like, you want to drink? You want to drink? Everybody want to drink? And I'm like, sure, I'll have a fucking drink. You're treating. And girls would come up, like girls literally will come up to you and it's like, yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks. And I just, I don't get it. I don't get paying for chicks like that, but that's me.
Is it like hey, so tell me, is it one of those classy places where the chicks tuck the string in?
Okay, that's incredibly disgusting. And I don't even want you to repeat what you said and or explain it to anybody. Okay. Disgusting animal.
That's how you know you're in a bad place.
This shit classy. This is classy. After this,
Classy.
we're going to last.
Dude, I've been to fucking Magic City in Atlanta, dude. That place is like the top of the food chain for that kind of place.
Ugh, I don't.
They have literally these black chicks that like have a pole that's like 30 feet tall, and they'll come down and do this, like almost crack the fucking concrete. It's fucking awesome.
I have the visual of that.
I don't know if you guys know, but like I don't like to brag, but I've been to strip joints on every continent on Earth except for Antarctica.
Oh, lucky you.
Oh,
Yes,
there's
I
none
know,
in
right?
Antarctica?
Except for Antarctica. I couldn't get the fucking could get the penguins to fucking pull their shit together.
They singed the strings off with a lit cigarette before. Oh my God, that's so disgusting.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Do you see the visual of that? It's
Oh.
disgusting. All right, let's move
They would
on.
usually have the car cigarette lighter.
Sitting in the car before they come in.
Hey, Ma, hurry up. I gotta fucking plug in my iPad.
Oh my God, the car cigarette lighter is fucking phenomenal. It's like a slow smolder. It's not even a fire. Oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
It catches it slowly.
Fuck. Okay, what are you yelling about, Drew Show? What?
He's very
Greg
yelling.
Popovich. Speaking of complexions, Monique.
He's in baseball.
Greg
He's in
Popovich.
basketball NBA hell. The Spurs have this legend coach who is washed up Howard Stern of NBA coaches. Old delusional egomaniac. Doesn't care. I want this old hands in pocket fossil fired. Fraud.
Greg Popovich.
$10 well spent.
With his complexion. He's got the complexion of Seal and Brian Adams on the sideline.
Oh my god. Okay, Casey wants to know. What is the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen at a club, and where was it? Oh, and then we can
Ugh.
just do the same
That-
question, Casey.
King of Diamonds. Actually, oh, by the way, Casey is the nicest guy on fucking earth. He sent me 2 of the coolest fucking Christmas gifts ever. Thank you, man. What's the craziest thing I've seen? Depends if you want like crazy debauchery
Donkey
shit.
show?
King of Diamonds. If you want just sheer volume, like fucking Iris, you can't go wrong. Those fucking places.
Where?
What?
Buenos Aires.
Oh, Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Yes,
oh.
yes.
Well,
Every
I will
chick in
tell you
there
that I've
fucking
seen
helmets in
a
her
show
beak.
in Amsterdam. I saw quite the show. That was an interesting. They didn't use golf balls though. They used ping pong balls, and they
Oh,
can
they shoot the ping pong balls?
out of their
Oh.
vaginas.
Yeah, that's not. That's,
And another girl will catch it in her mouth and then put it back into the girl's vagina. So that's
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's pretty much. And you're kind of fascinated at that when you're pretty high and pretty drunk.
Oh, it's
Shit.
absolute. It's talent that you can't imagine.
Talent.
It's talent.
That takes skill. It's almost one of those things where you want to go and buy your own ping pong balls and say,
There's nothing
I
more
do
fun
that.
than getting inebriated at a foreign country and end up somewhere you had no fucking thought of being at the beginning of the night. I'm not joking. I once ended up at the Moulin Rouge in fucking Paris. No fucking joke.
and that's far away. That's like off the beaten path.
It-
That's a trip. That's a trip.
It's off the
I've
fucking.
only
Voulez-vous coucher à la bois?
It's all dark
Wow.
and fucking seedy there after like dark.
Oh,
It's
dude,
like,
Paris at night is so fucking
so fucking
so
seedy.
sketch.
Oh, it's so
So
sketch.
sketch.
It's so sketch. Hey, seniors. I think he's trying to say senior Wences. Why are you yelling at us?
You're
What's going
yelling.
on?
So I think a girl picking up an ice cube and dropping it in a drink is pretty up there
It's a waste of
with
ice.
her cooch.
with her cooch.
That's a
That's a talent. That's yeah.
That's
I'm worried about the
Okay.
ice, Dennis, more than a cooch.
that's a pretty big ice cube. I mean, I can't even. You got to really bend. You really got to get down on the
She
fucking
was
ground for that.
she was quite flexible.
Interesting. Interesting. How about a nice greasy pork
One
sandwich?
time I was in fucking in Cape Town. My friend took me to a fucking strip joint there, and fucking every chick there was fucking Eastern European slave.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
they were all
Slave trade.
like, they're like, they took my passport. I need you to give me love
I
dance.
need $10.
It was so
Just
fucking
imagine.
funny.
Think of hysterical human trafficking. Real
It's
fucking
so human trafficking, man.
Fun for the
All
whole
Eastern
family.
European broads.
the whole family. Really laugh a minute. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get back on track here.
Oh, what
And
are we talking about?
Casey, if you want to give us your best strip club story, that would be kind of interesting. We'd like to hear you. The Winona Ryder ping pong ball drink. Sounds like the movie. Exactly. Okay, so let's move on with the show, shall we? Did we ever find out the story about how his dad lost his eyeball?
Oh, God.
No?
Why would you wait till you're
Okay, I didn't
68
know
to
about-
tell that story?
I
All right,
know.
so
Did you guys
All
know he had a
these
stroke?
years, you're just telling us now. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
all right, so I have a whole thought on this that I really don't believe the glass eye thing. I really don't.
I do. I mean, I've never studied Ben's face long enough to know whether he had, but he said he had like two. He had one that he used all the time. He had another one that was in this little container that he would use as his secondary one. And well, let's listen to the story, and then you can tell us what you think. Okay, here we go.
At what age and how your dad lost his eye?
My dad was a little kid,
Uh-huh.
and he was playing. I don't know why he was playing with this, but he had a bottle and some film. I hope I have this right because I told you my father wasn't easy to talk to. I heard all this shit third hand.
Right.
So now
But
we're back.
supposedly he had a glass bottle and some film, like, a film like they used in the old days. And he put the film in the bottle and he lit it on fire.
Oh,
And the bottle exploded. And I believe the glass went into his eye. And, back then, I don't know that they, who knows who the hell the doctor was that worked on him, but he lost his eye.
So it's a weird story to me for many reasons, and I'm
Doesn't
not
make
really
sense.
understanding how this happened. John, are you here?
Yeah. I'm just.
Okay, I was a little concerned you weren't there.
I cut out before I came back. It's a weird.
Everything
happens.
about that is too vague. I mean, seriously, it really makes no sense.
So his father was almost 100 when he died, which means he was probably born in what, 1922, 1923?
1923.
Yes.
He was born
Okay,
in
so let's
1923.
say this happened when he was a little boy. So let's give him 1933. Let's just for
Great
shits and
Depression.
giggles. So if anybody, ever has collected, because I used to go finding this shit in Pennsylvania, but there's these like dumpsters where not dumpsters, but like large mounds of dirt that you can go through and you can find like the most amazing bottles from like the 1800s, the early 1900s and shit like that. In any case, weren't most bottles back then like pretty thick? Like the
They were
glass
Made of lead.
was very
essentially.
heavy.
And not only
Right,
that,
yeah.
this would have happened during the Great Depression.
Right.
Who the fuck is fucking around with fucking something you can get 5 cents from?
And film, where's he getting film from? I mean, it's just kind of weird all
Literally, this is
around.
like think about it. Grapes of Wrath was happening through this fucking the Dust Bowl, Great
Yeah.
Depression. Was it the Hindenburg was going down at this? Like, there's all kinds of shit. And this guy's fucking around with film and fucking bottles.
Yeah, Da
And
Vinci,
burned
all
it.
those things in person.
No, I think Ben was a kid in the 30s. I think that's established, right? So Ben had to be a kid in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
30s.
yeah. And then watch. Next week is gonna be the Limburg baby.
And
That's
was
fucking part of
Ben,
the scenario.
was Ben a first generation American?
We don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yes, he is. He is
Yeah.
the first. His parents
Born in
were
the-
immigrants from Eastern Europe.
Lower
So,
East
yeah.
Side of
But he
Manhattan,
was
right? Is where he
born
lives.
here, right? He was
He
born.
was
I think
born
he's
here.
from the Lower East Side of
Time out.
Manhattan.
Time out. We're echoing.
Yeah, we are. I've been
Yeah,
saying
we've been
that to
echoing for a
Monique
while.
for the last 20 minutes.
Have you?
Yeah, I put it in private chat. I guess
There's
no one
an
reads
echo.
that.
Echo.
Echo.
Okay. You
Echo.
want me to- I'm going to leave the
Echo.
studio and come back and see what happens.
So it's her that does
Who?
this?
I'm leaving.
Who? She left.
Let's
It's,
see.
Now it's gone.
It was her. Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway,
his
back-
narrative
window
is
open.
the Lower East Side of Manhattan, right? Is where Ben's origins
Right.
are from.
anyway, about these Eastern European broads, they were so fucking poor. Like they would
Well,
paint your
yeah,
house
that's
for
what's so
$5,
great.
dude.
Oh wait,
It
did I
was
say it out
fucking
loud?
amazing.
What happened, Dennis?
No, I
Some,
said
no,
it's so
we're
great.
talking about hot
Did I
dogs.
say it out loud?
So was it echoing when I left?
No, it's
No.
fine.
Now we're
And
good.
now it's fine.
Okay. I left and came back. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, that's great.
maybe it's because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 tabs open. What are you guys chuckling about?
Because Dennis is looking up your dress. Is where he's-
It's, it's like Mike
Hold on,
Lookinland and
Hold
Ann
on,
B.
let me
Davis.
let me stand up. There you go.
What kind of fucking show is this? This would never happen on that. On quite frankly,
No, she would just send you nude pictures, in private.
Oh,
oops.
oh my god, I have so much memory. Do you know how much RAM I have?
32 gigs.
It's 32. 32.
Do you know how much fucking RAM
Thank
I
you, Sue
have?
Monster.
That shouldn't be happening. It actually shouldn't. Need to run. So miss you. Okay. She always
Aw.
leaves great comments in the YouTube section, and I appreciate you. So thank you so
Lonely
much, Sue
fans.
Monster.
The best.
We do appreciate you. Okay, so let's talk about okay, just stupidity for 2 seconds. Here we go.
You better
Fucking-
be fighting another Tai Chi person.
Hold on a second. Oh, look who it is. It's Santa Claus. Hey, Santa.
Okay, it's January 4th, and they're doing the knock knock Santa Claus thing. I just wanted to throw that out to you. Let me start it again. I'm sorry.
Notebook.
You better
Fucking-
be fighting another Tai Chi person.
Hold on a second.
Of course, I hate the knock.
Oh, look who it is. It's Santa Claus. Hey, Santa.
Oh.
Ho, 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 ho. You better play those packages and not be naughty. You know what I do to naughty boys.
Well, what do you
get
do,
a
Dan
real
Rather?
spanking. Get over
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Oh.
Wow. Who?
That wasn't Ed Bradley, Monique.
No, it was
Black
Dan
Sabbath.
Rather.
I know.
He's kidding, Dennis.
I got a theory about Ben, Monique. If Howard had a brother, if he wasn't such a 800-pound pelican in his family, and Ellen wasn't under the 112 plan, do you think he would be on the Ben smear campaign like he is? If he had siblings calling him out, there's nobody to put him in line, right? He can do whatever he wants, and nobody can control the narrative. He
Well,
can
don't forget he was the baby of the family, though.
Right.
Also, so
But
he
Ellen's
was
not going to push back.
spoiled. He's the
Yes.
spoiled little boy.
Right.
Yeah, he is.
And he who takes his marbles and goes home. Doesn't have to share. His sister is well older than him, so by the time he was like a flourishing Nerdlestein teenager, she was out of the house already. So he had the run of his parents. He was a complete mama's boy.
Right.
And as somebody just mentioned, I forgot that his birthday is January, ergo he's a Capricorn, ergo he's probably a total fucking control freak narcissist, not too dissimilar to a mother of your dear girl here, Monique. But it all becomes completely evident to me when she realized that that's who he is. Okay, I want to talk
That's
about
a bunch of
Ralph.
bullshit.
I know. I want to talk about Ralph, and I want to talk about. Okay, this is where the picture on the YouTube channel came from today, from this stupid friggin' comment. Here we go.
Yeah, my belly. I tried on about 20 shirts. I'm trying to clean out my closet for the new year. And I said to Beth, whenever I have a shirt that doesn't fit, I send it to her brothers because they're my height. And so I said, I tried on every shirt I had custom made, but my belly is like wiggling around under there. And you can kind of see it. So I got rid of all these shirts. There's no point. I'm not going to get in that kind of shape again like I was when I did America's Got Talent.
So he's giving these shirts to Beth's 6'5".
No, there's 6'7". Her brother played power
wait.
forward for Vermont.
If we only saw the sunshine, we'd be able to understand why this is so insane.
I think he just admitted he's 6'7".
Yeah,
both brothers are 6'7" and 6'8".
His brothers are much larger, wide than Howard is. Howard is.
Right.
This is like trying to put a cloth that goes around a lamppost around a couch. I mean, there's really
there's no way her brothers fit into his clothing. There's just no way.
Why would you want it?
No.
Why would you want it?
He had all this custom made clothing apparently, and now that he has this belly, he can't fit into his clothing anymore, so he's giving it to them. I mean,
I will say this, Monique: anorexics love baggy clothing, so maybe they can fit into.
No, I'm sorry. There's nothing
he wears sizes 3. Dennis, anorexics love baggy clothing. It's not even. He wants it 3 sizes too big, so he feels skinny.
But Beth's brothers were football players and basketball players. I mean,
I know. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying
the Gronkowski brothers. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's why I put their heads on her brothers so that you may appreciate the absolute stupidity of that being what he does with his clothing. Hold on, let me just find it really, really quickly. I don't know what I did with it. Sorry, I feel like I'm a completely unprepared dolt today, but
that's right, Chaka Khan. He has tits and a belly,
but with the
68-year-old man,
here,
grandfather.
This is her. This is him with her brother's
head.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me grab it up here. Here we go. Yeah, there they are.
That one. What's that picture on the left? We see it over and over again. That same face.
That was at the Knicks. He was at the Knicks.
Okay, it's at the front row. Of the Knicks. Right.
Front row of the Knicks game, and they caught him in just a horrible visual. But look how
is he next to Chris Rock and Trump, Monique? At that point, There's
Yeah.
that picture of Trump and Melania, Chris Rock and Malak Compton Rock and Howard and Beth. Is that the shot?
Oh, I'm not even really sure. I just
Okay.
know that it was a close up of him and Beth, and that's the face that he made. But yeah, look how gigantic her brothers are as compared to her. I mean, they're
Yeah.
really, really huge.
She's 5'10", right? And that, yeah, it's
No.
168, 167.
You know
She's
what,
up
guys?
there.
I do believe she's
I
about
think it's
5'10".
5'8".
Because I'm
Whatever.
5'8". She's taller than me for sure.
But it
Sure,
wears
she's taller than
heels
me.
like this
I
tall.
get that, but she
Its toes are all
definitely,
gnarled.
she
The gene-
definitely is a
It's
little
in the
bit taller.
genetics. It's her brothers are 6'8",
And you
6'7". Why couldn't she be?
Boobs
Yeah,
like
they're big
Jesus.
people. They're big people. All right, so here's the interesting story
Kennedys.
of the day. So Ralph is going to be coming over to measure.
Ooga.
Robin calls it out. I made this a fairly long clip. It's like a minute 33. And Music Stream, by the way, Santa had absolutely nothing to fucking say. The whole point of that clip was the fact that he's doing knock knock with Santa on January 4th, as opposed
But wait.
to I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe before Christmas.
But Monique, the 12 days of Christmas does end on the 6th.
Okay. Do you
Cold
really
ch-
think that he knows that? And
No, he
gives a
knows
shit about
nothing.
it?
He knows
Cold
none of
Chinese
that.
food and cold hot chocolate for Santa, Monique, on the show.
Exactly.
And stale cookies.
And stale cookies, right?
The Flintstones of Pittsburgh, troglodyte cave.
Troglodytic.
Troglodytic.
Oh, that
Nice.
Delicious. That is delicious. Thank you for that. So let's listen to Ralph, why he's coming, where he's coming from, and what he's doing there. Here we go.
I'm trying to help.
Meanwhile, Ralph is coming over my house Friday
Oh,
to
how's
measure
that
me.
happening?
He's going to measure me.
Ooga.
And
He's got to be near you.
yeah, well, I'm having him tested because
How
he
long
looks
does he have
like
to stay away
I'll
from
pick a
you
chubby
before you're
pickle.
sure that
He
he's
looks-
negative?
he looks like he's got COVID, the flu, SRV. He looks like he's got it all.
He's got it all.
And I have
He's
none
coming
of it.
over.
It's not incredible.
He's coming over with another dude, friend of ours, who is going to
Who's the dude? Who's this friend of yours? Because this whole conversation is so curious to me, but we'll talk about it on the other side.
come over with the tape measure. They're going to
Why
measure
does he
me
have to
up.
be there if that
Right.
guy's actually doing the measure?
He doesn't. Ralph doesn't need to be there at all, but he's gonna be because he's my what is he? What are you again? My stylist.
Supervisor.
Yeah. So he's going to supervise the other
Executive
guy.
stylist.
What if
It's
the
fine.
guy's using a tape measure?
I
He's never
know.
done that before?
Listen,
Hey,
Ralph
you know what,
is
Robin?
that's his
Fine,
job.
I'll stay in Florida.
So now he's in Florida. He's
Mhm.
coming
Said stay
all
in
the way
Florida.
back to the city, to Long Island, just to go with some other dude with a tape measure.
Is this like
That
Oprah
sounds
bragging about
kink-
her wealth again?
Isn't there an app for that at this point, Monique?
To
And
Yeah,
measure,
how much
well,
does it
no,
take?
he's getting a custom tuxedo
Oh,
made
please.
for Ashley's wedding.
I
which
don't
is
think so.
in like June or July or something. So the fact that he has to do this 6 months in advance with no regard for the fact that he's going to probably be in Florida in another
You
like
know,
couple of weeks.
No.
And Ralph could meet him down there. Let me continue the clip. Shh.
No. I think in
Yeah.
this scenario,
Can I
I think
continue?
in this scenario, a tuxedo is a euphemism for being the crossbeam in the Eiffel Tower.
Please let me finish the clip.
Anyway, Ralph's coming out. I'm having the two of them tested on the road when they come to me. So by the time they get to my house, I'll know that they're negative.
Okay.
And then they're going to wear masks. And we'll be in my garage.
You won't let him in the house?
No.
Oh, no. Well, I wouldn't let me.
No, we do. I do all my business in my garage now.
He's got an office set up at the garage.
Okay,
What are we doing?
help
What are we
me. Help
innuendoing?
me here.
All right, Mike McGinn, he's getting a Cleveland tuxedo.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a Cleveland steamer, except euphemism.
That's right. Ralph used to hold his balls while he measures his intake. Can anybody explain to me why Ralph is coming all the way in from Florida? Today's Wednesday, so which means he's probably flying tomorrow or Friday morning, going straight out, probably getting picked up at the airport, going to the house with the measuring guy? I mean, who's this person?
He's
gonna bite a few pillows or two while he's there, I'm sure. By the way, David, speaking of pillow biting, great use of Benoit beads and troglodytic in 2 consecutive posts. Absolutely brilliant.
And by the way, I never knew that Benoit beads was spelled that way. Like
Oh yeah,
actual
yeah,
French
Benoit balls,
Benoit.
right?
I had no
Yeah.
idea. I never.
Oh.
Well, it's not something I own. Lucky Pierre. Ooh, we lucky Pierre. So yeah, so it's such a right. Wouldn't Ralph know his measurements after 30 years? That's exactly right. And the reality is, I mean, all he needs, I mean, really, to make a bespoke tuxedo. Let's be honest. If they're doing it now, it's January, so it's going to take what 5 months to make it. So they're going to need like arm length, right, from armpit, from shoulder to wrist, which is something that never changes. So he should have that already. The only thing that should have changed on Howard at all would quite possibly be waist and chest. That's it.
Yeah,
if he gained weight,
caved in.
Yep.
you know, his legs are the same length. His I mean, pants widths aren't something that you really would make bespoke because they're pretty much standard. You know what I mean?
And you
men's
know the
size
anorexic
and-
wants it too big anyway, so it would be easier on that level just to even go bigger.
Monique, I mean, it's almost like they're having the silkworms like make the thread.
I know, right?
I mean, they're literally farming it to make the tuxedo. From
Nothing's easy with this asshole, Dennis. Everything's got to have
growing the
a
cotton.
specialist, right? An
Yeah,
executive assistant.
I feel like what happened is, you know, we all know that John Varvatos didn't he file Chapter 11 or something like that?
They're
or
done.
His
They're
store
done.
went out of business, right? So I bet you. Here's what I think. I think that they had an in-store tailor that used to work at the Varvatos store. I think there was like this dude during the AGT years that would help them out when he used to make some kind of like bespoke Varvatos clothing for him because he got he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars getting suits and everything made for AGT. So I bet you they called this guy in to help to do the suit measurements for Howard. Because God forbid it's somebody, you know, that is actually good at what they do who's in the Hamptons locally. The fact that Ralph has to fly in,
it's
getting this guy in from the city, is schlepping themselves out to, you know, Grey Gardens and doing like 2 or 3 measurements. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of it. I really do feel this is gay hijinks, and honestly, nothing more, nothing less.
Sword fight.
Exactly. I mean, the only thing Ralph's going to be measuring is how far his fist goes in.
And I swear he must have said at least 3 or 4 times that he doesn't care, you know, if Ralph is gay. He just kept saying it over and over again. It was kind of weird. Let me just go to the next clip and then I'll go to the gay.
Do you think they're going to play dandy balls and
Dandy
You must
balls,
tell
yes.
me. Please tell
But
me.
listen to this conversation that Ralph is having with him.
You must tell me. Please tell me, Ashley. Yeah, he goes, you must tell me. What are Ashley's colors so I can maybe match up your suit? I go,
please.
Ralph, match up my suit. I said, I don't know what my, I don't know. Excuse me. I said, I don't know what my daughter's colors are, but I am wearing a black tuxedo. That's my color is black.
Maybe she has some sort of
Get
theme
outta
or
here.
something that, you know, this is what people
guy
do in
thinks
weddings.
like that?
I'm
Get
trying to
outta
cover
here.
you, man. And
You know, you're so stupid, Ralph, that people don't do that in weddings. They might do it at like Ashley's like 13th bat mitzvah. She may have had a theme.
It's ain't a
of, like,
quinceañera, bro.
Exactly. That's when you have a theme. Weddings don't have themes.
Well,
She's not getting married in a fucking barn, and Howard has to dress like a cowboy.
Well, no, Monique, though, they do have you with the brides. You usually have the bridesmaids with those hideous colors that they end up wearing, like, you know, the fuchsias, the teals, and
That's
that.
not
Maybe
even
that's
a
what
thing.
Ralph's
That's not even
talking
a
about.
thing anymore. Most
I
brides
know,
let the
but
girls pick the dresses that they want as long as it stays within a tonally correct theme.
But let's remember, Ralph is also like 55, 56 years old. He's 55,
Yeah.
56 years old.
57, I think.
So you know, he's thinking way back when in 1980s.
Themes.
Yeah, that was a thing. Not anymore.
Exactly. It's so not, and it's not even appropriate. She's having a black tie wedding.
Well,
All
remember
he
this:
needs
it's
is-
not about Ashley, Monique. It's about Howard.
Of
the wedding.
course.
That's what
Absolutely.
Now, the
everyone's
real
wondering
question
what
is,
he's
what
gonna
is
wear.
Beth going to wear?
Oh,
Yeah,
He's
that's
gonna wear
what it's
the
really
smart-
about. That's
He's
right.
gonna
That's
wear the classy
separate.
G-string wedding attire again.
exactly. In
No.
white. In white.
In
No, I'll
white,
predict.
yes.
I'll predict. Beefus will sprain a hoof and have to go to the emergency room. They will not go to the wedding.
The
gonna
plot
There'll be some histrionic thing
thickens.
happening.
Beautiful.
Definitely. I don't know
No,
what.
she is
but it's
gonna want to be like as gorgeous as the bride, if
Well,
not better.
then they're not going
Well,
to
that's
unless
you seen Ashley lately? They ain't gonna take a lot.
And because the truth is, Howard's paying for this. So,
thinks it's hers,
Allison may
money.
have had him while he was at his like successful, kind of apex, but she definitely has him at his
Ooh.
wealthiest. So
Yep.
she's like, go fuck yourself. This is
She
my
thinks
time to
she's
shine
paying
as
for
well.
it. Beth thinks she's paying. She's convinced herself she's paying for it.
That's exactly
true.
right.
Yep.
But wait,
This is our
doesn't
money.
this mean that Alan and Howard have to sit at the same table if they
No.
do the traditional wedding
No,
thing?
absolutely not.
I
No?
don't know how that goes.
Isn't
No.
it like
People don't do that
immediate
anymore.
family table?
No,
Okay,
no,
okay,
you know what?
okay.
You have to figure that her sisters are probably going to be in the wedding, so you have like the wedding party.
Oh, do you think
thing.
Zuzazu's gonna preside?
Oh,
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
course.
Absolutely.
absolutely,
I can't wait for that.
absolutely.
The stars and the rainbows.
And you never
and the
know, he
moon.
may have a big family, so she may have like some of his people in the wedding party as well. Whatever. It's just a really weird thing. So it just kind of kept going.
Wait, is
on.
she marrying a?
Maybe Ralph is
Is
not
she marrying
gay.
a goy?
He just speaks gay.
No,
No, I think he's
No,
Jewish.
no,
He's definitely Jewish.
He was
Absolutely.
heterosexual.
Forget his
and
last
shaved
name.
my belly and he didn't blow.
nobody's paying
Ray,
attention
maybe
to my
Ralph
clips.
is.
What I
You know,
say?
Ray, maybe Ralph is not gay. He just speaks gay.
Ralph proved to me he was heterosexual when he shaved my belly and he didn't blow me because he was on his knees.
Nah.
But anyway, I don't care what Ralph is. If Ralph's gay,
Well,
straight,
I really don't care myself. Why do you keep
Doesn't
bringing
matter.
it up every time we talk?
you make an issue of it, so I have to bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah, he must have brought it up like 5 times today. Just so you know. I don't know if
Yeah.
Ralph's gay. I don't
Ralph
know
like 60 now?
57.
57.
old
He's born in 65.
Dude, man.
Yeah.
Yes, Beefus will wear a Carolyn Kennedy style dress. You are 1000%
No,
correct.
it's going to wear that horror dress.
It'll be tight in its simplicity and it's black tie. So she'll definitely wear something gowny, and it can't be anything she's worn anywhere else. So it'll be brand new and fitted to fucking perfection. It'll definitely cost more than Ashley's wedding dress.
What did she wear at Jill Martin's wedding, Monique, again, when she was waiting outside, social distance from black people?
But she
on
didn't go to the
curb?
wedding. She only went to the
Reception?
No. She only went to the initial thing.
Oh, it was at the
Ceremony.
museum, right?
She only went to the ceremony portion.
Oh, right.
And then she had to go straight home because Howard is a psychotic fuck. All right, so we're gonna wrap up with the 2 last clips we have here, and this is so I don't know this story about Rockville placenta. Maybe you guys can highlight me on
I think
whether or
he's
not-
conflating a story that he got from 5 different things. It's fake, and he took 5 different things and threw them into one. And this is what the writers
This is
do.
one big
He tells them,
happy
"Give me a
melange of
bullying.
bullshit."
Write me stories of when I was bullied, and use this town and use this scenario, and it's gonna be a constant thing. I was bullied, and do it. Go write me something."
Here we go.
They have squid dancing.
Yeah, I know the Rockville Center Rec Center. I got beaten up there really badly once.
Oh God Almighty!
Oh,
That's,
God
Yeah.
I feel bad for you about
Lord,
that.
Lord.
Anyhow, they
Group
told
of
me to wait.
biker types came in with chains and beat a
Biker
couple of me
types.
and my friends. We were playing basketball there.
Don't you
Get
love it
outta
that there's
here.
always a group of guys?
Yeah.
Like they're so brave, but they got to be in a group when they get in these.
Shut up, Robin.
Well, I got to be honest. These guys look pretty tough. I think even alone they could have beaten me pretty good.
Biker types
They didn't
with
need a
chains.
group, but they just did. It was crazy.
They didn't want to embarrass you.
You know,
with the whole group.
No
beat you.
wonder no one wanted to play with me when I was younger. Everywhere I went, I got beaten. I mean,
So then, of course, the story is weirder than that because he's saying that he was a kid, but
The whole group
no
beat you.
wonder no one wanted to play with me when I was younger. Everywhere I went, I got beaten. I mean, it's crazy, my life. I mean, it's not a bullshit story. I mean, that happened to me.
John O'Reilly's right.
It was
Long
so
Island.
bad, and I was actually older. I was in high school. And I said I had enough, and I went to a JDL meeting, and
You were going
And,
to join the Jewish Defense League.
Yeah, and we went, and then they said, okay. And then, I told you this. A dude shows up. He's the leader, and he looked
We
like
know
Moshe
this?
Dayan. He had an eye patch, and he had a gun. And I went, holy fuck. I'm in high school. I'm like,
Bullshit.
and he says, come on, we're going to go guard a temple. And I went, and they gave us all baseball bats. And I'm like, I got to get away from these guys. They're going to kill someone tonight. And they're not fucking around.
Oh, my
And
God.
so I snuck off. I never.
No.
So the,
No.
the Sons of
Lie.
Anarchy stopped in Rockville Center,
Yeah.
and anti-Semitic. It's not even a Jewish. John O'Reilly points out, it's not even a Jewish town at all. It's one of the
No.
least Jewish towns in Nassau County.
Which
They
one?
stopped- Rockville
Rockville
Center.
Center.
It's not
No.
Jewish at all.
Right. So
It's-
bikers with chains
Change.
came into the Rockville Center Rec Center
Right.
whilst some perfectly nice little boys were playing basketball and beat him up and his friends really badly.
Never made the news. No one heard about it. It would be like.
And wait,
Never-
wasn't in his first book, wasn't in his second book, was never talked about in the 80s or the 90s.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes, ever.
No, this is a lie. 100,
Can someone in the
112%.
chat corroborate this story ever? I'm not saying I've heard every minute of the show.
I know.
haven't.
Sometimes Crazy
I have
Robin
my
comes in,
points.
she remembers everything and she will tell us something that happened like that. But I don't know. I just
I
love
don't-
this comment from this guy, Rick. Dude, when John said his two classics tonight, I wear gloves in the kitchen and I wore a sweatshirt in the shower.
I did say that. Both true. Both true. Those are real stories.
Holy
I got in the
shit.
shower with a Pittsburgh Steelers sweatshirt on last week.
Jesus.
Wow. Okay. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I know.
I have to go,
time
and
to go.
Dennis has to wake up in the morning. We will I have a shit ton of
Make
clips.
it freed.
We have clips about D. Snyder. Oh, wait, D. Snyder, fake biker.
It was. I
Posted.
thought when then Dennis said that story in the mockery thread today, I thought of this story. So D. Snyder tells a story about he knew Howard before any of this. So like back at this era, that he saw him playing basketball at a park with black guys, and it just from that I thought to myself he might have
Who
taken
saw
this
who?
story.
D.
D.
saw-
Snyder saw Howard at a park. They didn't know each other. If you play it, you'll hear what I mean by this.
I'm not gonna.
And we start talking, and we're about the same age. We're both married. We both have a kid.
Married
We
with
live
kid.
both live on the North Shore of Long Island. We grew up in the town next to each other. Turns out we hung out at the same playground and used to see each other. Howard grew up in a black community, and I grew up in Baldwin, the town next, was like literally white. They had one white guy, we had one black guy.
Not anymore.
So I would be playing, had my big, split in the middle, part in the middle afro, brown afro back then, massive, playing paddleball at Koznek Park. And there was this really geeky, tall white guy, the only white guy playing basketball with the black guys. And we used to see each other. Oh, but he didn't have the small afro back then. He had really long hair. So that's why he stood out even more. He was really tall. The only white guy with the black guy had really long hair, and I had this big afro. And we would see each other, acknowledge each other, but didn't know that years later I would be D. Snyder. He'd be.
Are we sure we believe that story?
No,
I don't know.
I don't. No.
I don't know what to believe with these guys.
I don't think I believe that story. Xavier,
No.
thought?
No.
No, right?
No. Absolutely
No.
not.
No, we don't believe you.
There's,
I don't believe you, D. I think you saw some other gangly Jewish teenager with
he was
long
he
hair.
was on Sesame Street and he saw fucking Big Bird.
All right.
There is
Didn't we
no
see- wait.
way he's playing basketball.
We
number
saw
one.
Howard play basketball against Niels Lofgren on the Channel 9
Yeah,
show.
that's believable.
And Niels not only beat him, he embarrassed him.
Yep.
Embarrassed him. I don't think he scored a point.
Howard doesn't have an athletic bone in his body.
No.
There's absolutely no way that
You-
happened.
Somebody said, I think it was Reno in the chat, said if Ben had two eyes, Howard would have been a great athlete. It's
All right,
always
so-
it's always basketball with Elias coming, right? Beth in Pittsburgh getting the
Yep.
teeth knocked
Getting the teeth
out,
knocked.
and
Yes,
it's always
of course.
basketball and Elias.
But you know what? I somehow believe that Beth is absolutely much more athletic than Howard could ever be.
Easily.
Oh yeah,
He's from an athletic
it's a
family.
racehorse.
You know that's
Most
like,
horses are.
Yeah. Yeah, horses are definitely.
All right, it's
Come
time
on.
to go to bed,
Is she-
and
Is
we
she
want
a
to
quarter
thank you
horse? Is
guys.
she Arabian? What?
for
How many
hanging out
hands
with
is
us
she?
in the
That's a
comment
draft
section
horse.
Draft
and
horse.
talking to us tonight. As you know, your chats are yours is the only Twitch feed I follow that constantly cuts out. I don't know why. It's all my fault. I will blame me completely. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been doing this for almost 7 years, and I still have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Hey,
What
hey,
happens-
Whitworks, thank you for still using Twitch, by the way. It's like Fred Norris still using MySpace, right, Dennis?
Totally. I love that
Manages
you're
Yeah,
using Twitch.
exactly.
Okay, John, you want to sing us out with something?
Oh
Talking
my
Heads. You
God!
always
What a
Talking
timing
Heads.
you guys have.
Did you see that I sent you all the words to that song?
You
Did
did.
you
Oh
see
no
it?
no 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 no! I'm gonna leave that song.
Yeah, no, I'm
Wait,
not
what's-
doing it. John's gonna sing us out though.
Okay, so let me find where you sent because it's different. It's a different. Okay. I want to feel the sun, have barbecues. I want to see my friend, the old and new. We'll turn on the game and share some laughs, and we'll play this and that.
How
We'll
juvenile
say
are those words.
goodbye to rainy days, to colder nights, the empty trees now full of life and colors new. And it's all here for you to see. Cloudless skies, summer days, feels like night. It's on the way. Kids are out. It's safe to play. It feels.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.